Hello, and welcome back to Dungeons, Dice, and Dudes.
I mean, wow.
Okay.
What an intro.
Yeah.
I did not know
Who's
you
got you by the
remember
balls, man?
Welcome back to our shit show of a D&D campaign.
My sessions is coming all back to me now, and I'm like, oh shit.
That went south real quick.
Yeah. So, any announcements up top? I think you lot said no.
I think
But just in case.
you guys have made new characters, right?
I mean,
Just in prep. I
It's just
mean,
prison. No one dies in prison.
well,
Nah.
Ulrick now has a time clock on his whole existence anyway.
oh, fair.
One of those
So-
time clocks.
Yeah.
One of the time device things. I think it's a clock.
I'm acutely aware that I have been drunk most this morning. It's affected my brain somehow.
Don't
Still
start
getting
coming
it.
up with excuses now. I didn't think to do that in the session. I was so hungover. It's not my fault.
Well, I'm not hungry. Maybe I'm...
I was so hungover at 7 p.m.
Yes. Well, since nobody has anything to say of
We
value,
don't. Okay.
Are you bitches gonna say?
Actually, I've got pretty big ideas, actually. But
Yeah.
You know, Nathan,
Don't
sometimes
crush my
your
style.
words, they hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the door, mate.
This is my house.
Exactly. That's how much power I have over you.
I do
Being
feel
cut.
emasculated.
Anyway, we've got another guest.
Hello,
This is Rob.
how's it going?
Rob, say hello.
Hello.
There you go.
Once again, how you
See,
doing?
so much power.
Oh yeah,
It's going in your head, mate.
I can't take
Hang
this.
on.
Um,
Palpatine-esque. It's just flowing through. There we go.
Sorry, everybody.
Yes.
It's like on cue. It's so easy.
So Rob has actually been in the campaign before, and he will be reprising that character in some way. I won't say the specifics, obviously.
Ghost
Rip.
But yeah, do you want to mention socials?
Yes, if you are at all interested in kind of what goes on behind the scenes a little bit, please follow us on our Instagram, Dungeons, Dice and Dudes. Also got a
Sort of do that again.
Line.
I'm gonna leave that in for flavour.
Oh.
Taste the flavour.
Taste it.
Twitter as well is done. Wait.
Oh.
So our social media guy right there.
And producer, where's my coffee? You fuck.
Where's the big
Hey,
butts?
I've got you all lots of Pepsi. That'll be
The
fun.
microphone is currently resting on about 4 books.
Dungeons_dudes.
What he? Yeah, that.
He's coming for you.
And on both of those, you have links in the bio for our whole link tree that has all of our socials, all of the places where you can listen to us and have a wonderful time gracing your ears with our gorgeous, sultry voices.
And belches.
And occasional burps, yeah.
I tried to get another one out. I couldn't.
Just vomit on the mic. Sorry.
That would be a great skill, being able to burp on cue. No matter what situation, just be like,
I used to be able to when I was a younger man.
When I was a young one.
Right. Well, anyway, let's crack on because it's like 7:30 now. For you, as always, specifically, Sai, the name of the last session was Value and Worth.
oh, that's a good name. A little bit hard after that, thank you.
I like words.
That one took me a while to think of. You know, those 3 words.
I mean, one could just be a symbol as well. Then we don't have to be afraid anymore. No, an ampersand is what I was referring to.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Nice one.
Nice.
If you don't know what it is, just ask.
I know what everything is. Thank you very much.
Yes, Daddy.
Right, so yeah, let's fucking get this. Let's get this started.
Oh, there's my pen.
Now we have fun. We have fun. Oh Jesus, it's way louder than I was expecting.
Are we in a spa right now?
No, we're in the middle of a pan flute tournament.
So it's
They had tournaments of them. I want to see this.
Anyway,
What's wrong with us? God.
Sun's in the air tonight.
in the last few sessions, because I've realised saying in the last session is a little bit like, yeah, in the last few sessions, the group had been working their way through a series of halls and trials at the deepest point of Runner's End, led by Noe, and with another in tow, Tux. The group eventually made their way through these tunnels into a large chamber with a building of sorts in the middle of a pit filled with mist. Approaching a bridge leading to it, the group was set upon by a large silver dragon that still that said that they still needed to test themselves in strength and character. After a grueling fight that left many of the party down, and even claiming the life of Ulrick, the dragon yielded and healed the down party members, but couldn't help Ulrick. With some quick work and quick thinking on Frederick and Sabine's part, they sourced a diamond from the dragon's hoard without him catching on. However, the spell seemed to fail, leaving Frederick rather distraught. Quinn proceeded into the sanctum with Sarsil, somewhat not fussed about Ulrick, or at least kind of like, it's happened now. No use crying over spilt milk.
Pragmatic.
Yes. Proceeded into the sanctum with Sarsil, the dragon, and was given the artifact that they had been searching for, the Grimoire Infinitus.
Great name, that. Fantastic.
Sarsil left the group to look around, including Pelagus' study, his friend, and the person who had entrusted him to guard this artifact. After perusing the study with Noe and Sabine, finding various items of interest, Frederick stayed with Ulrick. Strangely, after some time, Ulrick had arisen, though weaker physically than before. Opting to take a night to recover in Pelagus' study, both Ulrick and Frederick shared a conversation over his current state, some truths.
That was deep. I remember being very thick with stuff.
Welling up and swelling. Sorry.
I'm doing my intro bit,
Yeah.
could you not?
Fuck, the power's gone to his head.
Wowzers. 2 weeks from the
Shall
trot and
we
he thinks he's...
roll new characters now. Or...
Disadvantage for the rest of your lives.
Oh, so the next hour.
Got to find where I left off.
Sorry, mate.
Opting to...
Start again.
Yeah.
All the way.
Back to the top. Opting to take a night to recover in Pelagus' study. You had a conversation about your state. It was also this pairing that had dreams come to them in the middle of the night. Frederick, of his patron, with him taking responsibility of what has taken Ulric seemingly... had taken hold of Ulric, seemingly starting to gain their favour, or at least taking the right steps and striving towards making sure that this doesn't happen again. Ulric was visited by a much darker being who lorded over him about owning him and using him to tear his friends apart. When showing defiance, he proceeded to torture Ulric, tearing him apart, breaking bones until he awoke in the morning. He went awfully quiet then for a second.
Give her a pin drop.
That's better. This is going well so far. After a parting gift from Sarsil, which Quinn has, the group was able to teleport directly to Luxem after some discussion on what to do next, thanks to a scroll that Edwin imparted to Noe for a more expedient return. After a strange sensation, the group felt themselves heard through matter and appearing in an alleyway just off the main thoroughfare in Luxem. Donning a sack on Ulric's head, the group began to make their way towards Edwin's. They were quickly approached by lancers. With the bloody end egging him on and a guard antagonising him, Ulric lashed out, causing multiple guards to descend on the group. After a spell from Quinn, Ulric was apprehended by these guards. Sabine and Quinn had turned invisible. Noe had disappeared. and Frederick was left holding the bag, like the John Travolta meme. And that is where we left off.
I tried to freeze him, didn't I?
You tried the stasis thing, which lasted for a round, which gave them opportunity to run up, put manacles on him.
Yeah, which I think is probably better than him killing somebody. So
Probably.
I stand by that.
Yeah.
There's always one.
Sorry, guys. We arrived here at about, let's say conservatively, 7 o'clock, and Sai's now only just opening up a noisy wrapper.
I'm going to cut this.
Okay, so,
Right then.
right, let's figure this shit out, eh? So, currently, Ulrick, you have directly in front of you a captain of the guard, another guard to his side, 2 guards flanking you with your hands in manacles. You two have Quinn and Sabine. You've bounced. You're invisible.
Oh, no.
There were guards that tried to grab at you, but they weren't able to in time. Leaving Frederick, you're just kind of stood there. Nobody has drawn their sword at you yet because you've been fairly calm, but most of the aggro is on you.
I'm tanking right now.
Yeah,
Getting on aggro.
I'm actually going to try and back out. I remember the situation ended very differently, so yeah.
I remember it
I'm
ending.
I thought I'd already been cuffed.
No.
Get the cuffs.
They were,
Somebody get the cats on.
the guard's tension was very much on him, so
Right.
you had the 2 that came from behind him, and then the 2 that approached that tried to apprehend these 2 because they were closest because you were stood next to Ulrick, and then the 2 that were in front of him. So currently nobody's
No eyes on me.
there's eyes on you because you're right next to him.
I'm 2-pack with all eyes on me, so yeah.
I'm
He
gonna-
died as well.
Oh man.
Too real, mate.
Yeah.
Too real.
I'm gonna just take a tentative half step back.
Okay, the moment you start trying to leave this situation, the guard captain kind of shouts out to you, "You two, get this one."
Oh.
It's at that point that I will attempt to break free from my shackles.
Just like Zac Efron.
Sure thing.
You're breaking free.
Make
Sorry.
a strength check
No,
with
I love
disadvantage.
I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a roll.
A 10.
You prolapse. Lost the
This, as the captain has kind of put his attention to Frederick, kind of sees you starting to shift. Get him down to the ground.
Okay, cool. Who's coming for me first?
The 2 that are directly behind you, you just feel in the back of your knees, 2 kicks immediately happen to send you down to your knees.
Frederick
Okay.
at this point has very nonchalantly just put his hands up to be this isn't me.
Jazz hands.
I will attempt to
I don't think he's
Like
gonna get the
sweep
trial.
kick.
I think he's gonna get fucking killed
You're
in
on
the
your
streets.
Okay.
Salmon
Like,
dive.
they're right behind me.
Yeah, so you are. So manacles behind your back, you're on your knees, then you've got the captain and 1 soldier to the side of him, with 2 slowly approaching Frederick, who's just off to your left.
Am I able to elbow one of them from behind?
You can certainly try with disadvantage again. Because you're currently elbowing would be like that.
I cast message to Sabine and say, what should we do?
There's too many of them.
What are we going to do?
This is really fucked. I don't think there's much that we can do. But my plan is to just see what happens, really. And after this, in about an hour, I'll meet you at Madame Gans's.
I have to send another message to say, I don't know where that is.
Ask someone.
Okay.
Fuck's sake. And
can't.
then Sabine, from where she is, could she see who manacled the boy?
Yeah. So there's 2 people behind Ulrick.
And she knows which one cuffed him.
Make a perception check because you would have been off at an angle.
Shut up, man.
So
Do you want me to add the fact that she's also trying to see the keys that would go with
I
said?
kind of assumed that you were.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's not good. It's 15.
15 from your angle, it'd be kind of hard to tell which one of them has the key, if this even uses a key.
I'm
Okay.
about to. Bless you.
Bless you.
Peace be with you.
Yes, you were about to try and elbow someone with your hands manacled behind your back. Let's see how this goes.
I feel like you have faith in me, Nathan.
I have faith in you.
To do exactly what I'm about to do, which is mess everything up. Hell
Career, but also natural one.
yeah. Right, so just a bit more explanation about what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and elbow them like crotch area, because I'm on my knees now, right?
Yep, so you're...
Kind of crotch area, try and use that to like then level myself up if that is possible to start running.
So let's go with an elbow strike first.
Just
So-
anything to hit you.
Your strength.
Strength, okay. Disadvantage. That's an 11.
And that does not hit. So as you go to like swing your elbow back, kind of thrusting a lot of your body behind it, it gets like maybe a couple of inches before like you just feel a hand on your arm just kind of just kind of keep it in place.
Okay.
Are there many civvies nearby?
There's actually a bit of a crowd starting to gather around you.
I want to using my invisibility to walk not among them because it'll be quite obvious, but go near the crowds, and I want to start trying to stoke something happening. So I want to be like, Reinhardt, Cornelius Reinhardt's a knobhead and
Oh shit.
false flag attacks. It was an inside job. That shit. I want to rile up.
Okay.
I want to rile up the crowds.
Damn.
So if
Viva la revolution. More power, bitch.
At using my invisibility to move down so it looks like a
so you're not
different
being subtle about it, you're just kind of saying it in the crowd.
I want to be subtly invisible, but
Yeah.
very overtly.
Okay. So immediately,
Dissenter.
the captain kind of turns his head around. Who said that?
It was that guy. No, don't point because no one can see. But,
Kind of addresses the soldiers that are behind you. He's like, put some manacles on their legs as well. This one looks like he's going to be trouble. You,
Yes, darling.
keep your hands up.
Oh, you're not going
You're
to.
not nearly in as much trouble as your friend here.
You're not going to tie me up, are you?
You two cuff him already. And he pulls his sword out and he comes over to roughly where you originally said it.
I'm dust.
And immediately like kind of points his sword out at people who are all like,
That's it. Distracting people.
It's good tactics.
just kind of like points his sword around. Get the fuck out of here now!
From somewhere else. Fuck you.
You can already see that like the crowd is actually starting to disperse.
And I don't want it to be that obvious. Maybe let me get the fuck you out, and then I won't push it anymore.
So they start.
Fuck you, pig. That's what I shout.
Nice.
Okay. You say that, and as he like turns around to see where that came from, the only person that stood in front of you is like this like 16-year-old kid,
Oh no.
bit of acne,
Collateral damage.
kind of matted, greasy hair, and the captain just walks straight up to him, grabs him by the throat, and throws him to the ground. He's like, "Guards, get this one as well."
So,
They're taking their attention off of me while this is
yeah,
happening.
have we got any?
No.
My
so
lord.
so you're on your front,
Just
legs
ruin that kid's whole
and
career.
hands manacled.
Well,
One
I
of
tried.
them is like knee on your back. The other one is now gone to arrest the other one. The poor kid.
I'm sure the justice system here
Fucking
will.
terrorists.
We gotta break him out now as well.
Yeah.
Like he's in
That's
it.
guilt.
Yeah. He's gonna be in deep.
He's now in and out for the rest of his life.
That's how the system gets you.
He gets a good lawyer. He'll be out on bail in a week. I have no doubt.
Nope.
Well,
It's at this point.
I'm all out of options.
Do I have to be touching my mace to cast the charges from it?
Imagine so.
Yeah, that's a good question.
How many guards are with Ulrick now? 2 of them.
There's the one that the captain left behind, who's just kind of stood in front of him. There's one that's got his knee on his back. The other 2 are just kind of approaching yourself and the
So
captain.
there's 2
is
on Ulrick right now.
2 on Frederick, 2 on Ulrick.
It says while holding, so yeah.
There you go.
Can't do my plan because I can't cast another spell.
You can, as long as it's not concentration. Oh no, you can't because you've got babies first. And
So
second.
captain comes back over to you.
Shit, yeah. That's how the only reason I can.
At
do
this point now, you'd be in manacles as well.
Wide
Unless you
open
try
my
to-
wrists. I just look at him in the eye and go,
Trying to remember your training now, Mr. Bond.
One of them is intrigued.
That's how you get it out.
It's
a little rim, little rim job.
yeah, the shower's not working.
Oh no, I've dropped the soap!
You're gonna have to spit on me.
Fuck. So
I'm not into that, mate.
the captain, 2 guards, 3 guards because of your size, start dragging you towards the kind of the stockade that is just to the right of the main gates. You've actually been here before, as have you. One is just leading you, and you can still hear that there are a couple of bells that are ringing, and most of the crowd has like started to like move back in amongst the buildings. Most of them are still watching from the windows, but yeah. This is
This most likely isn't Frederick's first time getting arrested. So it's actually, his demeanour's quite calm, but just as we're walking, I'm actually just going to look around to see if I can see any of the others. Like through the streets or through the alleys.
make a perception check.
What's the stance on magic here? I forgot.
It's not commonly practiced, especially in this kind of like lower section. Mainly, if you are casting it, it's like simple kind of cantrips, but especially given the current climate, it's immediately treated with
Okay. Suspicion.
yes.
Okay.
Just an
11.
11.
Noe, Sabine and Quinn nowhere to be seen.
Obviously, I can still walk with your shackles on, but it's kind of like a.
Well, they're dragging you along the floor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
Right. Have I still got all my shit on there and taken my shit yet?
So your mace was kind of like left on the ground because when you were like frozen, they kind of pulled it out of your hand, handcuffed you.
Right. So I have no
Your
idea what it
your
is.
axe is still on your back.
Okay.
But yeah.
So the mace is just on the
At the
floor.
moment, you don't know where it is because you're currently just floor. Piece of shit.
Does Sabine see where the mace is?
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's 19 plus 5.
You can see it hanging from the belt of the captain.
Ah, what a bastard! Okay, fine.
Okay.
As they start getting dragged off, Sabine wants to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want me to roll into that. Stealthily.
Yeah, so make a stealth check with advantage because you're invisible.
Yes, I am. It's lucky. Stealth is a 28 for stealth.
28. Yeah. No issue whatsoever. Kind of just skipping just behind them. Barely any sound or any kind of displacement of dirt as you're doing so. Eventually what you see is a transition into a slightly darker interior, kind of pieces of like cobbled stone or dark stone, and it's immediately a lot rougher on your skin as you're being dragged. You are then brought around about 15-20 feet across to a set of stairs where you are dragged down them, and down another set of steps into a more dirt and gravel, and you are brought into a cell. From your perspective, you are brought into a small kind of building that juts out just a little bit from the base of the wall, of the outside wall. Led in, there's like a kind of pseudo like office area, and like a kind of like another area that leads off to the left, and to the right a set of stairs that kind of goes down. You can see that it comes back and onto itself. As you're led down there, you see Frederick taken out in front of you to a cell a little bit further down, and on your left you see a cell that you're being led into that has someone in there who's kind of just sat, kind of elbows on their knees, just kind of watching everything that's going on, transpiring, kind of eyes following Ulrick a little bit, and you get led in there. Manacles still left on, but yes. You, how close are you to them?
On the route, is there like alleyways and things that Sabine kind of cling to, and like
Kind of, as you're looking at them as they're leading into this kind of like stockade, to the left there's like a set of stables, and then there's the alleyway that you lot had originally come out from.
oh, we're really kind of in it's like not far from it then.
No.
Oh, okay. She just wants to be able to see like where they like end up. So however close it needs to be, really.
Okay,
So
so
not super close. She's not like right on their tail.
so as they go into this stockade, the door shuts.
Okay, that's fine. She just needs to know where they ended up.
So you're sat down. Ulrick is left on the floor in his cell.
Cells opposite.
There's a brick wall in between your cell and where you assumed Ulrick would be.
Okay.
Make a perception check for me.
No. 12.
Okay. You hear the main captain that had kind of started this talking to someone else who quickly runs off. You don't quite hear what he says, and you are left in the cell. There does appear to be someone directly next to the cell door.
Yeah.
From your point of view, you can kind of look sideways, and you can also see that there's someone by your cell door as well.
Cool. Are my hands in front of me or behind me?
So your hands are behind you, and you're on your front.
Okay. First thing I like to do is shimmy myself in a position to which I can do the old trick of getting my hands and my legs, so I can at least have my hands in front of me.
Okay. Make a dexterity check for me.
Have you been doing your yoga lattes? Are you flexible enough?
Disadvantage, I assume.
No.
Oh, nice. Just hot.
Straight
I'm
roll.
so used to it now. 17?
17. Let me just look.
Well, it's actually went a lot better than I was expecting.
Unfortunately, as you're trying to bring them down, you're quite a thick man, and it's just a little bit. Your rear is just a little bit too Jungawungus to kind of get it around.
Too many squats at this point.
I'm sorry, was that Jungle Wungus you just
It was Jungawungus.
Wow.
The Chumbawamba remix.
Mumbo number 5, actually.
Ah, stunning.
Okay. Fuck. I'll try and break out of them again. Just the hands. Because I need some kind of freedom of movement. He's not enjoying this shacklement.
Mm-hmm.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Sorry, what was that?
Nice. It's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay, that's fine.
Mine's
Trying to stretch your legs out as well, but
And I showed myself. Yeah.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, here we go. Now we're cooking on
That's
gas.
spice.
12.
12. You're fine.
Ah!
You feel a little build up of pressure. But,
Okay.
not too bad.
Did it pop out and...
In the cell, is there like a bed?
There's like a wooden kind of slat that has like 2 chains on it, and there's currently someone sat on it.
There's what?
It's currently hanging off of 2 chains.
Oh!
But yeah, if you'd like to describe what he sees,
So you
Rob.
see a gentleman, his face partially obscured. You see kind of a goatee, quite a fine conquistador moustache. The hat is kind of it's quite ostentatious. There's a bit of a feather coming out of it. He's wearing these red kind of robes. You can see a bit of a chainmail shirt underneath. It's got it doesn't appear to have any weapons on him, but he's kind of sat with his fingers kind of rested against his chin, just surveying what's going on.
Frederick stands up and approaches yourself, and he says, "Well, I can see the bed, darling, but when can I expect the board?"
You're a funny guy, you know. It's I haven't heard that one before.
Yes, when you've travelled as much as I do, you do pick up a very unique perspective on situations. I presume this is not your first time in Hold.
Far from it. No, I've been here many times before. This is nothing new to me.
Well, seeing as we're going to be acquainted for however long,
Oh, it won't be long.
allow myself to introduce myself. My name is Frederick Belmont.
Frederick, nice to meet you. My name is Romeo Arclight. I'm familiar with that friend. I assume he's your friend.
Oh, you mean Mr. Ulrick?
Yeah. He did very little to keep me alive when I met him last time. Fortunately, I made it out, licked my wounds, and I'm still working, but oh boy.
Would I be bold as to think that you two are not on great terms?
Oh, I have no ill will towards the man whatsoever. No, quite the opposite. I'm quite fond of him, the lovable oaf.
He does have a very... He does have a quite magnetic personality.
Can I-
His good side.
Can I hear them talking about me?
Make a perception check.
Disadvantage?
Oh.
You know you got shit in your ears.
Oh, okay. Next one. Perception, yeah? Unnatural 20.
You can. You do hear your name mentioned a couple of times because it is fairly echoey in here,
Yeah.
but it's still a little bit hard to quite make out what's being said.
Okay. Frederick? Are you gassing about me? What the fuck's going on?
Yes, my dear, it seems like I've met one of your...
You have to speak up, I can't hear you.
You know that my octaves travel ever so delicately.
I'm assuming that you can't speak up, so I'm going to take a shit in the corner.
Yes, I can see why you got away while you could.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, it was less intentional tearing away from that group and more I needed to stay alive as best I could, so I escaped.
So you were quite familiar with his running partners?
Some of them, well, come to think of it, they all didn't make as much of an impression as him. He's the one that stood out. There was also a young man had a curious ability to turn into some kind of beast.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what brings me to this delightful town. That would have been my, I guess you could say, protege, for lack of a better term.
A friend of yours.
Mr. Alucard, unfortunately, is no longer with us.
Oh, that's a shame. He was a nice boy.
Which is why I now find myself tethered to our obtuse friend in the next cell.
They slap talking you.
It's well deserved at this point, let's be honest.
No, I can't recall his name. But there was one other gentleman, and you see him transform into the other. Was it? I don't know. I can't remember the name of Matt's.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sabine,
yeah.
You see my
So many
face.
dead characters.
Yeah. you see my face change into Sibo's face, and then change back within a couple of seconds.
Yes.
Oh, I'd never get used to that.
That was a very interesting trick.
Less a trick and more than who I am.
Mr. Sibo was someone that I had never met personally, but through my background I got to know the party pretty well before I'd even met them. It is very much a shame what happened to them.
Another one lost, huh?
On the same day, yes. And what brings you here on this day?
You could say I'm in the business of getting things to people that need things. Outside of the normal procedures.
Would you perhaps say that you provide certain people with a safe haven?
That could be done. I can move people, I can move product, whatever you need. But the key thing is I don't get caught. Well, I didn't get caught.
Yes. Let me guess, unless you wanted to.
Well, if it calls for it. Frustratingly, this time it did not. My normal means in and out of the city was spotted by an eagle-eyed guard while I was escorting a young lady out of the city. Turns out if they don't want you to leave, they're not keen on you leaving.
Or coming back in that regard.
Yeah, I don't know. So what are we going to do about your friend and you?
Yes, well,
I imagine you are up to your eyeballs in some kind of shit.
yes, rather foolish of us to forget how welcome we are not in this town before striding in. However, it seems like a lot of things have changed since we were last here a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the tone has shifted somewhat. It's well, since the attacks, things are a bit more. Well, the guards are more alert. Let me put it that way. I wouldn't be here if they weren't.
It's at this point that you hear a very large thud. It's not the shit, that's all been and done. Ulrick would like to attempt to run at the cage door. Full help.
I mean, your feet are chained together, so
Alright.
first of all, make a
you do
dexterity check, but with disadvantage.
9.
So you kind of
Like a
make it
shuffle.
up to your feet, and as you start shuffling towards the door, you just fall forwards and like smack your head on like the lower part of the bars and like dent it a little bit.
Heart and take some damage.
Yep. You
Yup.
take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Yikes.
Yeah, that didn't fucking work.
Ulrich, maybe running at the door isn't the best option right now.
Yeah, you're probably right. I should just sit here and think about life and what's become of me. And like any other shit.
For too long. Is there, you know, earlier you said I noticed someone kind of like out the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can I just approach them?
Yep.
Well, stick my head out the little gap.
Yep.
Excuse me, dear. Excuse me.
Yes.
How long?
How long what?
Oh, are you expecting us to be in here?
I really couldn't say.
Oh no. The peons aren't trusted.
Hey, something like that.
Or did... Oh. Oh, I see. No, I'm very sorry, but someone of your stature should not be treated this poorly.
Nah, this is just a summer job.
It's just a summer job.
Yeah.
What is it? What are your aspirations?
I don't know. See you tomorrow, I guess. You know, aim low. Don't expect to, you know,
Crikey.
kill anything like a dragon or anything like that.
And what about escaped prisoners?
Oh, that wouldn't happen around here.
No?
No. You'd be immolated if we made it outside.
Really?
Yeah, probably. Oh.
Right.
That's good talking to you, though.
Yes, as you were.
Keep those spirits high.
In the sky.
Meanwhile, because we're dealing with a split party, what are you two doing? Quinn and Sabine.
So Sabine's seen where they've gone into. She's seen the door close behind them. She knows she's got an hour on this spell, which makes her invisible, and then also an hour on the disguise self, which was Mert. Ring. So she's going to. Is there like a vantage point she could get to where she can get off the street level and just watch this space, like a rooftop or a
I
balcony?
mean, there is there's a couple of buildings to your left. There might be a way up them. You could try to scale it, or just investigate around that area to see if there is like something that leads up.
Let's do that.
Make an investigation check.
Yes, sir. That's a grand total of 18.
18.
Mhm.
It takes you a little bit. There is enough kind of loose woodwork and various little outcroppings that you could maybe make your way up there. It'd still be precarious. Otherwise, it would be a case of going into these buildings and seeing if they're willing to let you go through their personal quarters.
How shifty does this scalable thing look?
I mean, it would be akin to pretty much climbing a sheer wall, but there is little bits that you like because of the way that this has been built, and it's not the most pristine architecture in the world that you could like. Oh yeah, I can see a way up.
Yeah, my stats aren't strong enough for that. She's just gonna kind of press against a wall opposite the entrance to this place or near, with her hand palms against it. No, just with her back to it and just kind of just watch the space, just see what happens for like maybe 45 minutes. No, let's go 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
She knows how far Madame Ganz's would be from there, right?
Yeah, so from where you are, you can kind of see, if you kind of like skirt around the outside of this building and just on the corner of it, you can see just across the way is the entrance to the lane. So from here, it would probably take you a good 15 minutes to get from here if you were to walk at a brisk pace and make it to Madame Ganz's.
Yeah, she's just going to watch the outside of the building for 30 minutes then, because that would probably add up to enough time.
Cool. So in that time, you do see that there is a single soldier that comes running out and kind of further into the city.
She's not going to follow him.
Okay. Quinn, are you doing anything in particular right now?
I want to see if Noe is anywhere to be found. Now that everything's died down, I want to see, check the alleys, check if there's any people loitering around with their hoods up.
Make a perception check.
9.
9. Are you still in the middle of the square?
Yeah, I haven't really moved anywhere, just out of dangerous way, harm's way.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Just shouting pandemic.
Oh man, I really had to cough earlier. Whew, that was bad. Man, you know when
You
it's,
look like you were dying.
you know when it's right there? It was.
Yeah, you're good.
Right.
Got you.
I was on borrowed time. So
Okay, you don't see anybody immediately near you, but just amongst the building line, you can see a hooded person who is looking roughly in your direction.
okay. Musket for a biscuit. Cast message at that person and say, "Oh, you know, eh?"
Oh wow.
Well, the worst they're gonna do is go, "What?" And then like, well, that's my answer.
Yes, and you still have something that belongs to us.
Okay. I'll make my way over. Staying invisible.
Yep.
Greaterly invisible. And say to him, "Don't be alarmed. It's me. I'm going to remain invisible while the heat is on. How far away is Edwin's place?"
Perhaps 7 minutes walking distance. It's really not that far.
Yeah, I've got time. Shall we lead the way? I'll follow.
Do not try anything.
Don't try it.
I've come to you. There's nothing I would.
He just halfway through you talking, he just starts walking away.
You can't see.
I'm out.
You can't see the body language. It's
It's a lot of
understandable. Yeah.
middle fingers.
Not that much.
So he starts leading you into deeper into the city, of course, of which you have not been.
Yeah.
And there is this almost like triangular building that you're walking alongside. Dead set in the center, you see this almost like a diamond shape building that has these like very ostentatious like red velvet like curtains, and it looks very much like something that you would find in the red light district.
Okay.
With this massive sign that just says Madame Ganzer's in this like almost like flaming pink writing. There does appear to be quite a lot of let's say security there. Some that are dressed more plainly, whilst there are a couple others that are dressed like the lancers that had accosted you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But whilst your eye line is drawn to that, Noe kind of takes a sharp right this way and leads you into another fairly interesting looking building. There seems to be like a moving head of some sort of like a griffin of some sort. It just says, oh god, I've got to remember what. I've got to pull up my notes from bloody yonks ago.
Soz.
Yeah, I mean, if you could apologise, that would be nice. Jesus.
I'm taking the opportunity of being my own man for a change to.
The sign reads, Edwin's Extravagant Exports.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's my man.
Boy.
Noe walks in. You just immediately follow?
Yeah.
Yep. So as you walk in, there is a shelf of books on the top with like a kind of like sliding ladders.
Oh yeah.
Various
Right.
glass cabinets on either side, a circular glass cabinet table in the centre, and a big, large desk immediately in front of you. There's almost like vault door behind it. And you see a gentleman who's just busy dusting.
Does Noe say anything to this guy? Or?
As Noe enters, he just says, Noe, I have returned, though with strings, it would seem. To which Noe kind of flourishes around and is like, Noe, it is wonderful to see you. You are just an absolute sight for sore eyes. Come here. He kind of immediately makes his way around the table and just kind of like kiss on the cheek both times. Noe completely unreactionary to it.
Yeah.
Could you just quickly explain to me why you have someone who is invisible behind you? That would be a great start to all of this.
I'll drop greater invisibility, Edwin. Yeah. No. Before I drop it, I take like a really cool. I want to lean I want to put one foot up on the bottom rung of that, sliding ladder,
Power pose.
and then drop it. Yeah, and the book under my arm.
Sick.
You're
Now,
not. Best not be making a move on Edward.
That's his
just
man.
quickly, would you describe yourself as an attractive man? What's your
+2.
charisma like?
Oh.
+2. Okay, so as you drop invisibly, you see everyone just kind of,
Mhm.
I could work with that. Hello there, what can I do for you?
Thank you, Nathan, for allowing me another way to describe the assignment.
I feel like it's definitely a thing.
Is
now.
that wedding bells? Thank you. Let's
Goodness.
do a loop, and I'll have a think.
Okie dokie. So after, so at this point now, it's coming up to close to 30 minutes.
Anything changed? Any people coming and
Nothing
going?
in this time, unfortunately.
Does she see if there's like a watch on the space? So like there are people watching.
There's a couple of like kind of built-in, almost like, what's it, crow's nests sort of thing, kind of built into the wall, where you can see that there are a couple of people that are just keeping a general eye out.
Looking outwards from it, not looking
Yeah,
at.
just kind of just looking in the general vicinity, but no kind of specific attention to this. But this area is still relatively sparse. Like there's a couple of people that make their way across, but nowhere near the same crowd as what there was before.
And anyone on the door, or is it just the door is closed?
The door is just closed. Yeah.
Okay.
Looks very much like to your side, it would just look like a bunker.
Okay, cool. At that point, Sabine's gonna start heading to Madam Kansas.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so we'll stick with you. Oh, I love split parties. I love it.
Three-way split. Stunning.
Rover runs out.
I could have gone to the Madams, but you know what I said? Fuck
Hey.
Nathan.
Hey, it's fine.
This guy.
Let's
All this
make this a
hair, it's
three-way.
falling out, mate. So you make your way to Madame Ganz's. As it is at this point in the day, it's probably like 12-ish, maybe 1 o'clock. So it's not super late in the day. You enter. As you're coming up to it, you do notice that there are a couple of lancers that are on the door as well, which is a bit odd because every time that you've been there before, they've kind of had their own security. So it's a little bit weird. Are you just going in there invisible?
Sabine's gonna find an alleyway nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Drop invisibility discreetly. So I can, if you want to roll for anything.
Yeah, just make a general stealth check for me, just to make sure that nobody kind of spots you.
13 plus 10.
10?
23.
Yeah. 23, absolutely fine, yes. So yeah, you drop invisibility.
Still got the disguise. Actually, no, she's going to use another charge on the ring to go for a different disguise from the one earlier because she's concerned she'll be remembered.
Yep.
This time, what should I go for? Let's go for just a buxom young lady. Just kind of nothing too fancy.
Yeah, cool.
Middle of the road.
Real plain Jane.
We'll go with that, yeah.
So you start making your way up to the door.
In nice attire, like quite like extravagant clothes. So
the lancers kind of cock an eyebrow at you, but they don't react. And the regular bouncers, for lack of a better term, just gesture you inside. And inside, kind of standard drills. There's a few people around. There's like some daytime shows happening. But Madame Ganser is not there. Her throne is empty. Make a perception check if you would like to.
Yes, please. That is 13 in total.
13. Other than just a couple of who would you assume would be regulars, you don't see any kind of suspicious looking people. You do, however, see Roland, who has kind of abandoned his regular post at the end of the bar and is currently looking at some sort of a ledger just in front of the main stage, not really taking in the show itself, which appears to be a man and some sort of an animal kind of trying to get it to do things, but it's not really working out too well. It's a real like bottom of the barrel daytime show. It's not going well.
Sabine in disguise is going to go up to. Is there someone like running Is there a reception there, or like someone who could like? There's rooms there, right?
Yeah, there's rooms there. So there's like almost like a coat room / I'll quickly take a payment for like if you want to book a room. But yeah.
Sabine's gonna wander over and start the procedure of booking a room, but as this person.
Yep. So that'd be what's my book. Actually, it'd be on here.
A name. One.
That would be... There it is. That'd be 5 silver pieces.
Sure.
For just the night.
Lovely stuff. Let's do it. She's going to check in under the name of Violet Duroc. That's the name she's going for. Learn that one now.
Prostitute. No. Sorry, edit that out. Yeah. When I say prostitute, replace it with this.
Prosto.
Prost.
Lovely young lady. Thank you.
Not at all. It's going to be such a joey edit.
And yeah, she's got a German accent, which is very similar to Sabine. Sorry, let's try that again. She's not going to have a
We're
German
going around
accent.
the world. We're going around the world.
She's just going to have
Swedish.
Oh, my name is
Wonderful.
Helga. Hello. Hello. Hi.
Dutch.
I'm from Holland.
Isn't that weird?
My name is Violet.
Violet Duroc. Yeah, let's not RP
That's
that.
all cut.
She's going to book it under that name, go up to the room and just wait there for a bit.
Cool. Okay. After about an hour, you guys, you're still on your front. At this point now, your manacles would have been taken off through the bars because you did not cast any spells, so they do not know that you can. Though you do see a robed gentleman make their way down the stairs and position himself in between the 2 cells, kind of arms folded, doesn't really seem to pay any notice to you, but just positions himself there.
Would I have any context for who that is?
No.
I was going to say,
never seen this person before.
is he noticeably different to the other people we've kind of seen around in the area? Well,
he's not
within
armoured.
the authorities. Yeah.
He's not armoured at all. He just has these kind of red, kind of almost like mauve and black robes.
So mauve.
Yeah.
Well, we've ridden a thesaurus lately, haven't they?
Kind of bunched up at the top, almost like a priest of Yavin. That kind of mentality. Kind of shaved head, but just a very focused look on his face. The other guards don't seem to react to him, and you can just about see him from where you are.
I'm just going to say, I know I've been a bit annoying. Would it be alright if someone came and, like, I don't know, sat me up or turned me over?
Make a persuasion check.
Fuck me. These dice are dicking me today. 11?
The one outside of your cell just promptly turns on. No!
Well, if you want to see a 7'2", very heavy orc shit all over this wall, and probably go near you, because I've been eating some spicy curry lately, then be my guest and you can watch it all happen unfold. I might even aim it towards you.
Wow.
So, if you don't want that to happen, I just want to be turned over, please. I'll be quiet afterwards.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there's shit in the other corner. I've seen worse. And just turns back around.
Alright, I'm gonna shout at him.
Make a shout check.
Like a bird.
Okay. So you are still wearing pants.
Oh, fuck.
So you're just gonna shit yourself.
No, okay.
Congratulations.
You don't shat yourself.
We'll say that was an empty threat.
Yeah.
For the sake of
You'd be flinched.
this.
Okay, can I try the maneuver in my thick ass?
Your thick booty. Sure.
Yeah.
So once again, disadvantage.
Right, I'm using different dice today. Nice. Yeah, it's good.
You actually start to cramp up this time. Ah! You know when your foot starts to curl in on itself
Oh,
and you have to
no.
like force it out?
Stop it, Jason.
That hurts my soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just hear me like, oh, this day has been so crap.
A little bit more time goes by, in about 30 minutes or so, and another person descends the stairs. This one kind of almost completely dressed in black, face mostly covered, kind of stops, looks in your cell, sees you two, doesn't say anything, moves on, stops, looks in your cell, doesn't say anything.
Can I
And
see his face?
then make a perception check.
I'd like to think I kind of would have.
Yeah, sure.
Is my disadvantage this time? Or?
No, there's nothing wrong with your eyes.
It's rolled.
Unless you
Backwards.
shit in your eyes.
A one's actually a really good.
Did you get a...
Where's opposite day?
Wait, so you got a natural one? Hey, podcast, Sai got a natural one, just so you're aware.
I got a 16.
16?
Perception, you said?
How
Yes.
can you just not see someone's face?
It
Take
is
his
mostly
face.
covered, so from your angle, you don't really pick up any details.
22.
22, okay.
Fuck, someone
This
this
dice is
beans.
being nice.
Somebody had their
I
Weetabix.
just lodged something, so they're, you know.
Romeo, you kind of see like a feminine jawline,
Yeah.
which is a bit red in colour, but you don't really pick up any more details than that. You kind of like at a lower angle, you pick up a little bit more detail. It does look like a woman's face.
Okay.
A woman. Red skin, kind of slightly pointed teeth a little bit.
Am I about to be eaten?
You vaguely remember seeing this person before.
Yeah.
Simon's having an aneurysm right now.
They had attacked you before, actually on the same night as when you met Romeo.
I'm really trying to remember this, and I can't. Can I roll to remember?
Sure, make an intelligence check.
Can I just tell him?
You don't
No.
know.
Yeah, but our character.
13.
13.
That's with a -3, everybody, by the way, because I'm fucking dumb.
Not a clue.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you just remember seeing this person before, and you're like,
Alright,
that's when
it's gonna
they
be
tried
like-
to attack me.
I know you. What you here for?
They just walk away.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. This has been a crap day.
Quinn. Unless there's anything else that you guys want to do.
I literally can't remember.
You're currently, for the most part, just been left to it.
I'd like to go to the young summer job guard
Mm.
and engage him in conversation just for long enough that I can learn his face.
Yeah. So, just kind of,
So you say you're doing this as a summer job? Are you saving for something in particular?
yeah. Got a horse. It's a good horse.
A horse.
Yeah.
Man.
Stanley.
Stanley. That's a beautiful name for a horse, boy.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Don't encourage him.
I'm just trying to humour the lad. Now listen, when you get Stanley, you take care when you're breaking him, alright? When you're breaking him in.
I've
No,
been
I
told
get-
you don't want to break a horse. They don't come back from that.
Well, now you need to. If there's a wild stallion, you need to break that boy so you can ride him good.
Oh yeah. I think he's already been like, broken in. From what I understand.
Does he do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like broken in. You can
Well,
even because you're this close, you can see that most of the armor that he's wearing is quite oversized. It's like they've just scraped the bottom of the barrel to find something that would fit him. It's like, yeah, fuck it, that'd do. Helmet's a little bit like kind of dipping below the brow line.
That's cute.
See, you wouldn't mind asking one of your superiors about potentially expediting my release. I know I've been here a couple of days. I learned my lesson. The young lady, she's been taken care of from what I understand. So perhaps it's time, we do this old song and dance one last time and then let me out of here.
Make a persuasion check.
That would be 18.
I mean, I'm not really, doing anything, I guess. Yeah, sure. Nigel, kind of shouting over to the guard at your post. I'm just going upstairs. I just need to speak to someone real quick. Just like a quick question. Fine, be quick. Hi.
Nigel needs to get laid.
I'll be back in a moment. He just kind of like scurries upstairs.
We have a moment or two where we have no eyes on us. This could be an opportunity to, shake things up a little.
Ulrick, clocking this opportunity, would like to.
You have no idea.
Okay.
From your perspective, nothing has changed.
And did I hear? Did I hear the guy being called Nigel?
Yeah, you would have done. It was pretty loud. It had to be shouted about 20 feet.
Nigel, is it? Interesting name for a guard, don't you think?
Oh.
I once knew a Nigel. He was, best way I can describe it, lacking in most areas of import. He had some height issues, balding on the top, he didn't really know how to use his cock, that kind of thing.
How did Ulrich know that?
Ladies talk.
Oh, right.
And sometimes over here, ladies talking. And this carries on. Yeah.
If I want to cast Compelled Duel, but I want Nigel to want to fight Ulrich. Because it doesn't specifically say they're compelled to duel you.
That's true.
I think that's the point of the spell, though.
Yeah, it's like
You want them to come at you, bro.
Have you got any kind of charmy spells?
Just my silver tongue.
So it's verbal.
Yeah, it's
so
drawn to
you attempt to compel a creature into a duel.
creature drawn to you.
Yeah, I can't read.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
I'm just carrying on with this step by step.
You're currently lying in a cell on a floor that is covered in piss and shit. I'm not going to take life advice from you, orc.
I'm going to chip in and kind of back up my boy. And as I make my way over, I wave you to come near me as well. And then I will cast Compelled Duel. And I'll just start calling him Pussy.
Oi, Nige.
Knock off Nigel.
Fucking narc.
Nige the Narc.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Are you actually
What
going
is this session?
Get him, Fred.
Oh my goodness.
Can I see Nigel from where I am?
Yeah, if you kind of get right up and kind of like...
Does he have keys to the cells on his person?
Make a perception check.
X-Men. Go through the...
Perception?
Yeah.
That'd be 19.
19. He doesn't appear to have anything on him. He's got like a short sword. He's got a kind of like a hand crossbow on the other side. Just kind of has his arms in front of him, like crossed.
Okay.
Where's this music? That's better. Yeah. So you attempt to cast Compelled Duel.
Yeah.
The moment you start uttering kind of incantations, the person in the robed uniform immediately looks at you and just dots a couple of movements, and the spell fizzles. Pew.
Well, not if I do.
It's about this moment that you hear "Ow!" and you hear the sound
Go
of
get your boy.
someone walking downstairs. And if the sound of footsteps can convey sadness, these would. As you see,
He's doing a Charlie Brown walk.
see the kid that you had sent upstairs kind of come back, rubbing the side of his head, and it just kind of like looks at you a bit meekly and like, no.
It was worth a try. Thank you for asking. That's quite the shiner they've given you there, boy.
That's what I get for asking stupid questions. My dad told me the same thing.
Listen, it's not a stupid question. That falls on me. I apologize. Now, listen. How much are they paying you?
Ooh, it's about 2 gold an hour. It's pretty good actually, but
That's,
I only work about 3 hours a day. They don't
not
trust
bad.
me longer than that.
It's not bad. Well, let me see here. I have some gold. And I don't know how worth your while it is. But I'm going to make you an offer. How about I slip you 40 gold right now? You find a way to get myself and my friend here. The large fella, he's fine for now. He's all right. He'll serve his time. He's an honest boy. He'll face the law, and it'll be fine. But my friend and I here, we done nothing wrong.
He's right, you know.
Make a persuasion check.
I was going to say, would I be able to assist with that in any way?
It's in the back
No
going,
way.
come on!
I
Yeah. The fact that I had to ask that probably.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you're scared. Day for £1.
A double day, you have to do it.
Yeah.
So,
It is the rules.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
23.
23. The guard that you're talking to is that's a lot of gold. It'd save me working. Don't really like working. I can't.
Think about the horse, boy.
Stanley.
How badly do you want to be riding Stanley through the fields?
I want to ride him so
The
bad.
wind whispering through that
Ah,
very
go away.
thin, wispy mustache of yours.
Frederick?
Do you know what? It's a really tempting offer, but I've seen what Mr. Reinhardt does to people, and Pierce. Oh, I quite like having testicles.
Me too. Me
But
too.
I'll put in a good word for you, because your friend here, he's fucked.
What do you mean by that? No. Come on now, boy. Don't get meek now.
you shouldn't keep. If you know a man's fate, you shouldn't keep it to yourself.
You can see that the robe of the gentleman is fucking eyeballing the fuck out of, because both of you are just kind of let out. And he's just like off to the side, like, make another persuasion check.
Ulrick, at this point, sorry to interrupt.
Shits himself.
Shits himself, no. Would like to rage.
He's had enough.
He
I'm
is
out.
He's got rage in him.
having a bad day.
I'm sorry, I really don't want to say, but hey, probably another couple of days and you'll be out of here in no time. I think it's just paperwork, really, with you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
normally the case.
What
I
is it
can't
with?
write, so I wouldn't know.
It's a life skill you should learn.
That's what my dad said right before he left. Went out for a pack of cigarettes.
Went for some tobacco, didn't come back. Yeah. I heard that one before.
So you're now raging, so you kind of bite the inside of your lip, and what are you?
We're going to do like I like break out both of my arms and my legs at the same time, and like just push
Star jump.
Yeah.
star jump. Yeah.
Okay, so this would just be a straight roll then.
Yeah.
With a bit of flair.
Just gonna wish for some incantations to this.
Yep.
Natural one.
Liza.
Wasn't much better. That's a 9.
It's a 9.
It's a knife.
If you strain anymore, you're going to shit yourself.
Can I try one more time?
Burst a blood vessel.
Try one more time.
Sure thing.
But this is the risk of shit. So.
Shit risk. Factor. Index is just going through the roof.
18.
18. You feel it like the metal straining against your wrist, and you can actually feel it starting to like cut into your wrists a little bit. You're trying so hard, but still nothing. These are some sturdy manacles, if ever there were one.
Okay. Can I see anything on the ground that's like a bit of metal, like anything
There's
left
some,
over?
There's some straw. There's some like discoloured straw. Couple of stones.
Okay. Is there? Can I do the old thumb trick? Break my thumb and maybe slip out of the manacles.
Certainly try. You can make another dexterity check if you would like.
Oh. 19.
19. You kind of like smack your hand into the floor and kind of feel your thumb knuckle kind of bend inwards a little bit, and you feel like you're like just on the cusp, but just not
I
quite
broke my
there.
thumb for nothing. Twat.
And you take
damage. Yeah.
another 2 points of damage, which is actually only 1.
because I'm raging.
There you go.
Hot.
Okay. Back to you, Quinn.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, this is rotation
Yeah.
game. This has actually gone a lot better than I thought it would be.
Okay. Good.
So currently you have
Yeah.
the favour of Edwin,
Yes,
who is
yes.
interested as to why you are here in his store.
I still with one leg up on the ladder.
Such a fucking power move.
I opened the vestige
Yeah, the Grimoire Infinitus.
and start thumbing through its pages.
Oh my lord.
Thumbing it. And I just say,
Don't get saliva on the pages, please.
Edwin, I believe it is my pleasure, and I look at him with a raised eyebrow.
Oh.
You fucking.
Well, by looking at what you've got in your rather delicate hands there, I believe that the pleasure is all mine. Noe, why didn't you say that this gentleman had the book? Oh, I am looking forward to getting my hands on it.
When he says that, I shut it.
Did he come?
I can't.
Just quickly for context, Frederick has had some flirtation with this individual before. So
They were
Sire's...
going to fuck at some point very soon.
You presume much of Edwin?
Yeah. There was eyes and all sorts of shenanigans going on there.
There
They
was
were,
love.
It was
they
teeth.
were going to be docking at
Spittle.
some point.
Sorry, continue.
I slam the book and say, yes, that is what I've come here to talk about. I found myself in a position where we could have a private conversation. No disrespect, no way.
Indeed.
I thought you might say that.
Classic that way.
It's all over that is. Now, a couple of the people you spoke to previously, I believe, a Frederick, who I believe is rather enamoured with yourself, an Ulrick and a Sabine. Are they ringing your bells?
Well, one of them certainly did.
Ring the bell.
That's me.
But yes, they are the ones that I sent to talk to Noah. I'm assuming that you have somehow gotten tangled up with those rascals.
He says
Yes.
it's so fucking sexual.
Yes, tangled is one way to put it. It certainly wasn't a meeting of minds, that much I can assure you.
It's fair.
Now, we, and predominantly myself, had to go through some rather strenuous activities to acquire this book, and you'll have to forgive me, for I was not present at the original deal that was made, so I have come to make a new deal, or perhaps get the details of the original deal and see if it is to my favour, as I am holding some of the cards.
Interesting. Excuse me, and there's only like a couple of other people in there, like just kind of daytime browsing. Do you mind leaving the store? We're taking an early lunch break. Do come again though. And they they start to leave, and as they start to leave, Noe kind of gets the door, closes it, locks it.
Is he on the inside?
Yep, and kind of turns around.
Gets the baby oil out.
I
Pulls the bass guitar out.
I say to Edwin, "Oh, Noe will be joining us, will he?" Oh, okay.
Noe is somewhat of a loyal confidant. I would never dream of speaking to a person that I do not know. I would never dream of speaking to someone I don't know, or nor am I familiar with, without him present.
Prudent. Your reputation precedes you, Edwin. So, if you may enlighten me as to what the original arrangement was with my erstwhile companions.
Absolutely. Well, I'm pretty sure that the original deal was for a rather hefty discount off of a spear of lightning. They seemed agreeable to that, and
They would.
yes, I admit that on my part, perhaps that was a little bit of an undercut of what this would be valued at, but you know,
I
they
hope
didn't
you
question it.
I hope you don't find it too presumptuous of me to agree with you on that point.
You seem rather keen.
Well, let's just say I have a bit more wherewithal around me than perhaps they do, or did at that time.
Yes. Well, why don't we just cut right to it? What exactly?
No, stop. No.
What exactly can I do for you? What was your name? Sorry.
Is there a black leather couch?
Quinn. Just
Quinn.
Quinn.
Well, just Quinn. What exactly can I do for you then?
No, it's the one with the camera. Yeah, go show him fucking titties. That's cut.
Tea time.
A taxi rolls up.
Are you awake going up?
Pizza man gets up.
I say I'm after something rather more valuable than a discount off of some trinket. I'm after information, knowledge. Now, this is no mundane item. This isn't some little bauble that you might find in an everyday drawer or cabinet, or even among your wares here. This is a very powerful relic. So one can only assume you are a person with a very particular desire. I would like to know what that desire is.
I am but a humble collector of items. I just happen to know great value when I hear of it.
Would you have happened to have heard of any more?
Perhaps. I kind of make it my business to know things.
Well.
Yes. Quite. I can see you know a lot already. In that case, would it would be obvious then that you would require more of these things collected for you?
I mean, perhaps. But that is what my good man here, Noe, is for. He's done me well so far.
Actually, I'm glad you left him in here with us, because actually, Noe, I could use your input on this point. Would you agree that were you left alone, you would have been unable to retrieve this grimoire?
Perhaps. I could have also gotten it back potentially a good week earlier if I was not waiting around for so long.
Edwin, he is nothing if not coy. That Noe. We have shared experiences together, but I fear he is rather boastful behind that somewhat vacant facade. No disrespect, of course, Noe.
Indeed.
Fucking hell. It's fucking Teal'c from Star Trek.
Pretty much. That's like the entirety of his character.
Indeed.
If you are, Edwin, more than happy to let this one individual continuously risk their lives with no support from others, then that is a risk I did not think you would take. But each to their own. We will have our own margin of errors that we're happy with, and yours is clearly a lot larger than I originally anticipated.
Well, it's not the first time I've heard that.
My word, he's a tripod.
I'm weaving subtleties here.
Look, speak plainly. What is it that you want? What do you propose? Do bear in mind, though, that whilst you do have the item that it is that I am rather keen to get my hands on, I could make you disappear rather quickly with the help of my good man here.
Of that I have no doubt. I have seen Noe's capabilities.
Would be a shame.
Oh.
What is this?
The anti-sci podcast. When he says that, my voice cracks a little bit. Yeah. Of that I have no doubt. I'm sure you are very capable yourself in many different schools of expertise.
Just imagining your character holding like a potion of healing bottle and just the cap.
That's not happened to me before. It's peculiar. Is there something wrong with the design of this glass? It allowed the pressure to build up.
Happens to everyone, baby.
I just say, okay. Talk plainly. I shall speak as plainly as you desire. I offer my services and that of the three that would call themselves a part of our group to continue to fetch these items for you. At the cost, of
I
course.
was wondering where that was going to come along.
Mm-hmm. At the cost of not a discount on some item, no. That would be insulting. I get to, for the duration of this mission, keep the grimoire.
Make a persuasion check.
12.
Brace yourself.
Anything that...
That's, as you say, a rather powerful item, isn't it?
And I am a rather powerful individual.
Are you now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless you plan on flexing that statement of yours, I suggest that you just hand over that book, and perhaps we can do more business together. You did manage to make it this far with the book, and I presume that Noe, I mean, he isn't one to give praise, but I'm sure it wasn't easy getting it back here.
No, it was not. On multiple occasions, I was the linchpin, on the critical path for ensuring it got back here safely.
Would you say that you played a critical role?
I was waiting for that.
And if you're listening,
I would say precisely that, in fact. I'm not going to.
Say
No.
Say
No, I don't want to.
Let's counter-offer.
Hmm.
How about if you do venture out and claim one of these items for me, if I do manage to find some information on another one, they are dastardly hard things to find. You can, as I assume you have with this one, attune to the item until you get it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps we can have some one-on-one time with the various items. And we'll go from there. As I say, you are still someone that I am not particularly familiar with, and I like to be quite familiar with most people I do business with.
So, if I understand correctly, I hand over the book to you, as is the original deal, and in lieu of any other alternatives. How about in this instance we get the discount for 100% off?
I'm gonna need that for the price of on the house.
Part of the deal.
Yeah.
Make another persuasion check.
Trump?
6.
6.
Oh.
I want to do something. I want to maybe do some chronal shift on myself here. After you, so I can do it. Yeah, I'm going to chronal shift myself to try and re-roll that.
Okay.
Presuming 6 doesn't do what I want it to do.
Nope.
4!
get out.
yes.
For a total of
4!
you can see that he, there's like a slight reaction when you cast the spell.
Yeah.
Though he doesn't immediately do anything. It's more of just like acquisitive, like a eyebrow cock.
Mm-hmm. Did you might have noticed something that I did just then. That was one of my many abilities there. Just a fraction of my power.
I must say I haven't quite seen handwork like that before.
My point.
However, I'm afraid once a do is made, a do is made. I'm sure your friends will understand, but with you at their side, should any more deals be made, I'm sure they will come out of it far richer than they have this one.
I'm afraid we have reached an impasse, for I was not part of the original deal, and allowing us to take that item at 100% discount was a concession I was offering you to take an easy path. However, you have reneged on that, and unfortunately we find ourselves in a position where we have to make a new deal for me handing over the grimoire. My life to one side, of course, for the matters of professionals.
And what exactly do you think is a reasonable deal for you to have gone out, risked your powerful life for this item for me?
Anything good around the room? I'm woefully unprepared for this.
Make a perception check.
Should have been like 1 million.
I don't want to be like, 5 grand? It's going to undermine my whole spiel.
Coin, bitch.
But I also don't want to be like, the book. This book.
Yeah, I just needed a book.
It's any old book. 14.
14. Wasn't expecting this, so bear with me a second
That's
whilst
okay.
I find Edwin's shop.
Out of character, Si, you don't have to worry because Quinn is woefully kind of absent-minded when
He's
it comes
verge.
to that kind of stuff. So when Edwin's like, let's spend some time together, he's like, oh yeah, to like look at the items.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's totally
Need some
what
reading.
Edwin means too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely no sex intended.
Quinn is very naive with that kind of stuff. So he's just like, yeah, one day, 2 days, how long it takes, man, I'll be with you.
I will be there as long as you do me to be there.
So with a 14, you
Yeah.
see a couple of items that look. I mean, even just being like a magical practitioner, there's a lot like kind of
Yes.
pulsating in this area.
Knocking around.
For the most part, though, you see a couple of like magical items or weapons. Specifically, you do see the lightning javelin. It's on like a little kind of set of prongs, and it's just kind of laid out on top of it. Very nice, very kind of fancy looking.
Yeah.
You see a almost like in the circular cabinet, which kind of Edwin has kind of draped across. You do see like almost like a like an engagement ring box, but inside that is like a pearl.
Okay.
You see a familiar hat of disguise,
Which he still has, and he has been in prison for quite some time. Not an hour yet, but and also he haven't been attuned to it. But
yeah, so he didn't attune to it, so I would
No.
say that probably would have come off at some point because he was
Which
like
is
thrown to
fallen
the
in the
ground.
street.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Yeah,
Taking the hat then, I guess.
there's a couple of rings. We can retcon it and say that it fell on the floor.
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
bother to pick it up, so you could have picked it up
Yeah, yeah.
afterwards.
Sounds mate.
There's a couple of rings in display,
Okay.
a couple of potions. There's quite a few things in this area,
Okay.
but nothing immediately jumps out at you. It's like,
Yeah. I say, as I'm talking to him, looking at him, he's leaning over the cylindrical one with the little pearl thing in it. I say, well, you seem literally and metaphorically close to that pearl, so I say an eye for an eye, and hopefully we'll both see a little bit more.
No.
Tenuous. I'm reaching my limit now.
make
Strong.
another persuasion check.
Okay, 16.
16. Well, I suppose not really desperate for this trinket. Why not? I'm sure we can only both stand to gain from this little venture.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes. Noe, you can stand down, and you can see that Noe is like slowly started like bringing a sword out, but he just kind of slots it back. And Edwin just kind of pops the cabinet open, pulls out the little kind of jewelry box, and just hands it over to you. There you are. Just one pearl of power. I'm assuming that a great mind such as yourself knows exactly how that works.
Oh yes. No problem there.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, the book.
Yeah, I take out my loose pages that I'd put in there from my previous spell book and fold them up, put them up. I think these were mine.
The loose pages from the desk as well.
Yes, yeah. Scoop it all out. Hold it, put it down, shake it. Clang, frying pan falls out.
You can see like a very big look of concern, like on Edwin's like gripping the wood.
I take
Is
out
what?
take out all the pages, fold them up, put them in my pocket somewhere. Redo the book up, do up any latches or binds or buckles. I can say no, of course. Here you go. It's from one individual to another.
Thank you. Oh, very much. You can kind of he like sniffs the book. And so that, this looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Noe, and thank you, Quinn. Just Quinn.
Just Quinn.
Now I have somewhere that I need to put this. So
Yeah.
Is he asking for the pearl back?
So I'm gonna have to ask you to vacate the store. However, should I hear of anything else, I'll figure out a way to find you.
One more thing.
Oh, he's the Columbo.
One more thing.
You have I presume there's books and stuff around as well, yeah?
A lot of books.
Okay, cool. Do you happen, by any chance, to have a spare book, empty book, that I could use?
My darling, I have a lot of books. I'm sure I could find an empty one somewhere. Just turn around for a moment for me, will you?
Always had books.
Quinn, being naive, assumes that the book is behind him, so he's like, "Oh, is it in this direction?"
No, make sure that he doesn't peek.
Oh,
Just like
He's gonna be naked when you turn around, just fully declothed, like just alpha move. Trying to get anything out of it, just
down,
like,
like,
this is my dick.
So you hear a few footsteps, and then you hear like almost like the shifting of matter itself, and a couple of moments go by, and that same sound of shifting matter and like crackling of magic, and Noe stood behind the counter. You can turn around.
yes.
Now, this book, regular, would you like something for magical incantations? What is it that you desire?
I am, to be completely frank with you, Edwin, as I have been since we started this discourse, is a spellbook, a replacement for the very one I have just handed over to you.
Oh.
If you have anything that has a bit of an extra kick to it, it would be more than welcome.
I'm afraid that I mainly just deal in magical trinkets and artifacts, but I have some loose books that people use for, I suppose, indexing their catalogues. In fact, 2 moments. And he kind of goes behind these like kind of beads of like gemstones and stuff, and comes back out with a rather pristine kind of brown leather-bound book with some like fine pink detailing on the stitching. Here you go, one of my own.
Thank you kindly. And then I put the stuffed pieces of paper into it and say, hopefully I'll be hearing from you shortly.
Hopefully. I mean,
Fingers crossed.
I'll keep it all crossed.
what?
Noe, and Noe unlocks the door, kind of opens it up.
I go to shake Noe's hand sincerely.
And he just kind of like grabs there.
It was a pleasure.
Don't die.
Likewise.
Good advice.
And then I head out.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Rotating round.
Just, I don't think I've experienced that much sexual tension for quite some time.
The ironic thing is, Quinn didn't know there was any sexual tension.
No, that was probably more between Edwin and Frederick. Anyway.
Nah, I'm not.
I think it's just been
Nah.
it's recency bias because
Was it?
and then
on-
when they
was-
meet
did we-
again,
Did we record that? Ah, it didn't happen.
Yeah, sorry about that,
Canon
sorry.
anymore, mate.
Yeah, it's not canon.
Yikes.
No recording, no.
So, Sabine.
How long's it been since I gave Quinn the message to regroup?
Well, you did that at the actual thoroughfare itself, didn't you? It's probably been a good hour or so. Time's getting weird now because we're dealing with 3 separate timelines.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's like the fucking X-Men films.
Sabine's gonna drop disguise.
Yep.
Actually, before she does it, she's just gonna suss the room out that she's got. Is there anything untoward? Does she? I don't know. She's kind of looking for any traps or any.
Make an investigation check.
She's checking for any wires, bugs.
Yeah.
Investigation. That's a 20 total.
20. Nothing untoward. There's there's a drawer, bedside table that has various sexual kind of toys that you could use.
Great.
A kind of little makeup mirror or vanity table, and just basic. It's not too dissimilar to a previous room that you would have rented in here before.
Cool. So that drops disguise then.
Mm-hmm.
Hood up. So trying to just keep herself a little bit under radar. Then goes back downstairs, and who does she see in the kind of anyone different when she went up to the room?
After the time that's passed, for the most part, it's more or less the same. It's now probably around about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon. Same crowd. Roland now appears to be carrying something from a cellar up behind the bar. A couple of bar staff with him, and that's about it.
She's gonna make a beeline to Roland and just is there seats at the bar she can sit at?
Yeah, stools.
She's gonna sit there, hood up, order a drink, a rosé, from whichever bar staff she gets the attention of first.
Yep.
And then is Roland relatively close? Is he in earshot?
2 silver pieces for the rosé.
Cool.
Yeah. He's just for the most part doing inventory for the most part.
Hey Roland. Hey Arnold.
Hello, Sabine. It's been a while.
Long time no see.
Hey,
This guy.
he sounds familiar.
How's it going? It's been a month since I was last here?
I don't know. It's been some time. Not great, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's Luxem.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of extra heat outside here, and just generally, what's changed?
Well, things are heating up between Luxem and Terrasol, and we're known for being quite a open establishment, so they kind of insist on keeping an eye on things. For the most part, they don't really come inside, but if they want to keep a look outside, there's not much we can do. Trust me, the Madame is not happy about it, but
I bet.
yeah.
Speaking of which, last time we spoke, goes to find session notes. Briefly, little interlude. Last time we spoke, there was a person of interest that I was wondering or hoping that you and the Madam could keep an eye out for if they were to visit. As you told me, they frequented the place. Does the name Barnhanan? I'm pronouncing that wrong. I've massacred that. Jonas Barnhan was the name that was.
Jonas Brannan.
That's it. So I just can't spell. That'll be my Jonas Barnhanan. Sorry, Jonas
Brannan.
Has Brannan visited?
Unfortunately, with everything going on at the moment, we don't tend to get too many of the higher folk come round here anymore.
420.
I feel like they've probably been warned not to frequent establishments this way. Very much kind of closing ranks, as it were. Yeah.
As someone who lives here, how close do you think they are to war? If that's where you think things are going.
If Reinhardt gets his way, it won't be too much longer. No, at the moment they're merely trying to find a scapegoat to pin it on. If they do,
Enter Ulrick.
if they do, and they find a sufficient way to tie them to Terrasol, I feel like that may be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Sabine just like noticeably is like, well, it's that's good to know.
Yes.
I'm missing a few of my party. You might have noticed.
I could tell. Where's the big dumb one?
Whoa.
Right. Okay.
Hey, he means well. No.
I'm not. I have many
So
other
there's a
facets.
kid that's been kicked in the head by a donkey.
It was a rhino.
Yeah, he's currently held up somewhere.
Sounds about right.
Literally within 30 seconds of us being in the city. Like, literally.
Yep. Not surprised.
Do you have any people that you know of that may be able to help with a situation like that?
Oh, you want us to help you?
No, not necessarily you or...
Okay, you want someone to help you break out a friend from prison.
Possibly.
Here,
Possibly.
in the capital.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That's a no, isn't it?
I mean, you could certainly try and find someone. It'd be difficult to convince them. Probably cost you a lot as well.
Okay. Any names come to mind? Clutching its toes here.
Make a persuasion check, because for the most part you're asking him essentially to put someone on a death job.
And that's not going to do it. That's a 9.
A 9. No one springs to mind, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I don't know anybody that doesn't like living that much. Besides, obviously, not to bring up your father too much, but look what happened to him when he crossed Luxon,
Yeah.
more specifically the king.
Yeah, about that. Yeah. That's that's some real bad shit.
It is.
Okay. Well,
Look, sometimes
please.
Sometimes you've got to lose some dead weight.
That would be that would be
I think so. Yeah.
easy to do, but
Hey, if
no,
you
not
find-
Ulrich. He's different. I like him.
Oh.
He's the first person in a very long time I actually like.
Fair enough. If you can figure out a way, then more power to you. But yeah, good luck.
No, I appreciate your help there. And if you could let the madam know next time she's around that I'm staying here again, I would very much like to speak with her. If she's available, of course. I'm not presuming anything.
Of course. Look, if you are looking for someone that hired hands, maybe downplay what exactly it is they're getting themselves into, but yeah, if you go to... I've got so many notes up.
You're at the Madame's place now, yeah?
La madame.
Yeah, cool.
If you go to the Old Hollow, there's some unsavory people that you'll be able to find there. Maybe they'll be willing to do it with enough coin, but either be really coy about what you're doing or you're going to have to pay a lot.
Thank you, Roland. I appreciate that.
Just, try not to get immolated.
Oh yeah, no, I'll give that a go.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
General basic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him late.
Try not to die. Sipping rosé and just waiting for
Yeah, I'll rock up at some point.
Yeah. So at this point now, we'll say that like a couple of hours has gone by. Yeah, at this point now, so you guys are all, for the most part, you've been left to your own devices. You
Rob, like throwing a ball against the wall. Frederick is just like pointing at the door, just casting thaumaturgy each time to see if it would like fly open, see if someone was dense enough not to lock them in. Would it still do that?
probably.
Okay.
It would just shake a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just doing that.
Hey, could you stop doing that? This guy over here is really giving me like a bad look. I feel like I've got to be firm.
The bald fella.
Yeah.
What? You know his name?
I mean, bald fellow is probably the closest I'm going to get to his name. He's like...
Pardon me, bald fella. You got a moment?
Just kind of like looks at you.
Hey, how you doing? You mind coming over here so we can converse like peers?
I'm sorry, but that is not what I'm paid to do.
Well, I can pay you. I'll make it worth your time. If that's what you're worried about, if money's your problem.
I do not want your filth money.
No, the money's perfectly clean, I assure you. Same
sure.
as anyone else's.
I'm sure.
Well, you just can't, you can't believe it. So I'm lost for words.
And then while he's still at the door, I just repeatedly just like make it shake. My little petulant child.
Please, I don't want to die.
Is he likely to kill you?
Maybe not him. Maybe the captain. Maybe Pierce.
Do you know, hey, look, I know you've gone out of your way for me quite a lot thus far, and I really appreciate it, truly. Do you know who's got the keys?
Whew.
Just between you and me.
Yeah, I mean, make a persuasion check.
18.
No, I mean, what? No, I'm sorry, I don't.
You can trust us.
Let's-
Like you said, we haven't done anything
Let's
wrong.
not rock the boat. I'm almost at the end of my shift.
The boat is very, very disturbing.
3 goals. This close.
You ever heard the phrase, calm seas make poor sailors?
What? Did you come up with that yourself?
No, it's a common phrase.
Oh, okay.
But hey, let's get this boat a-rocking. Let's make you the best damn guard captain, yeah, future captain at least, we're ever seen. How's that sound?
What?
I want you.
He's trying to say.
I'm pretty sure. Look, I'm pretty sure getting it towards the end. Nigel, I'm just gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go take a piss, and then I think it'll be the end of my shift. Bye, sir. Good luck. Only a couple of days. Whew.
Nigel, this
Just as he goes to walk
Hey,
away, I'd like
Nigel.
to reach through the bars and grab him by the arm.
Sure. Yeah. Roll a d20. Add your strength. I guess.
Natural one.
Right, you grab the bar.
Fuck. Depth perception.
The hat.
Too far.
Listen,
I would shake your hand. Probably shouldn't know.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to start it.
It's fine. I'm really meek.
You can say that again. That's right, yeah.
And he starts making his way upstairs. After a few minutes or so, the captain that had originally thrown you in, and you've seen him before. He didn't deal with your own personal arrest, but he comes down.
As he arrives, I'll slink back a little bit. Hat tip forward.
Ulrick is in agony because he's probably got the worst cramp of his entire life for the entire
Yeah, you're like a board.
And he's like, oh no,
Not another one. Oh, cramping in my calves. Oh.
So I get my friend some water to help those cramps, which is really rather cruel. What you're making him endure.
He stops. He looks like he's about to walk away from your cell with another bald-headed gentleman in tow.
Guess I didn't get the memo.
Are you by any chance a magic user?
No.
Roll a deception check.
What is magic?
What are the arcane art? Oh.
Okay.
It was sarcastic, no. Well, that's the joke.
But what was it, Si?
It was another natural one.
Oh, shucks.
Get some more guards. We need to make sure that his hands are bound.
As tightly as possible, if you don't mind. Could see that you and your friends actually kind of enjoy that. I don't suppose you frequent Madame Ganz's often?
Do you really expect me to talk to filth like you? You come over here from Terrasol and try to attack our nation?
Oh, damn.
Now, sir, I hate to interrupt.
Do you now?
Well, I do. It is certainly not in my best interest to be speaking up right now, but I'm just curious what evidence you have that these gentlemen are responsible for any kind of attacks.
We have evidence that ties them to the attack that happened a month or so ago.
I remember it. It was a painful day for all of us.
It was, and if I was you, I would steer clear of this individual.
Well,
Yes, because then
You
have
are
to
only
know that
here
I-
for a couple of days. This one here, well, let's just say his days are numbered.
I would stay as far as I could, but you've put me in a cage with him, sir. With all
Well,
due respect.
perhaps we can organise something to be done about that. In the meantime, try not to fraternise with the enemy.
It's very interesting that you have me placed in somewhere that I didn't arrive until 2 days after the attack. Could I suggest your intel team do a better job when trying to frame someone?
You could, but we have a direct link of you with a rather tall gentleman who happens to be in the cell next to you. A lady, red skin, kind of devilish in looks.
Yes,
And,
and it wouldn't be so much trouble if you could get me and her in a room together. I would love to have a conversation with her, one-on-one. If that's not too much trouble.
if you could tell me where she is, I would love to.
What are you talking about? She was here mere hours ago.
We know that she was with you not too long ago.
I think y'all are talking about different people.
Your friend, Sabine, what was the name again? Hess.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh.
Sabine Hess.
See, this gentleman's referring to a different crimson-skinned individual, hooded, was here earlier. You wouldn't happen to be willing to illuminate us on what her business was?
I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Of course not. My
Seems
mistake.
like they let anyone in here come
Anyway,
and go as they please.
Excuse me.
Just the orc scum that I was looking forward to talking to.
Well, now I'm here.
And there's a couple
Let's-
of guards that start walking down and start opening up your cell with the two mages kind of stood back, ready in case you do anything and attempt to put some manacles on yourself.
Well, if you want to talk, I'm here. Let's dance. Bitch.
Yes, lying in piss and shit where you belong.
Wow.
What
okay.
exactly were you doing with that mace?
Oh, you mean my mace that you've stolen from me? Well, that mace I found a little while ago on my adventures. And
Yes, but where?
where did I find it?
Yes,
It was in
dullard.
Listen here, you prick. Just 'cause I'm thick as shit doesn't mean you can treat me like I'm a piece of shit. I would appreciate it if we talk to each other in a respectful manner, and maybe I'll give you some information about whatever the fuck you think I've done. But before you continue to spout utter shit at me, one more thing is, on that day where the whole big explosion happened, yes, I was fucking there, because I was helping saving people, and there was plenty of your guards that saw me do that, and still I'm hated because I'm a fucking orc.
Finished?
That.
Quite done.
Look, I know you're trying to find a person that you can pin all this shit on so you can start your war and you can be happy and make your old weapons and kill the people you hate. I'm not from Terrasol, I'm from Waysan, further away from there, you twats. Now, I'd appreciate it if you just let me do something else apart from lie on this fucking floor, maybe sit up, take a piss, I don't know, I'm really angry.
I rage again. I'll guess I'll try and break free.
Sure.
On the cusp of soiling those pants.
Straight
Yeah.
roll.
Fuck off, dice! That's 11.
Feel so bad for you. Anyway,
Press X to down.
if it was up to me, I'd have you burnt tomorrow. Unfortunately, higher ups have some questions for you.
Oh great, I love getting questions.
Now, I would just like to know where exactly you found this mace, and then perhaps I can make sure that those restraints of yours are loosened.
Well, alright. I found it in a necromantic cave on a quest to help a load of villagers not die because, despite how I look, I help people occasionally when they pay me. So, maybe you could not be so rude.
Where did you find it? Location? Area?
Why are you looking to buy? Maybe set up a little vineyard. I don't know. How about what about
I'm
farms?
sure whatever hole you crawled out of when you were born didn't teach you anything.
A hole? Do you not know very much about orc biology, you dullard?
Oh! he's flipped it round.
You just got served, bitch.
I
Yes,
was
Ulrick.
talking about whatever bitch of a mother you crawled out of.
Well, hang on,
Oh, he did go after his mother, mate.
that's not alright, man.
I am looking for the location of where you found this item. If you cannot tell me, I will stop wasting my time.
Well, he can tell you yourself. Ask the mace yourself. You've been with it for how long now? It's been on your belt?
I understand what you're trying to get at. There's no way that I am attuning myself to such a powerful item.
Oh, so you know what it is then?
Oh, I have an inkling.
Oh, so that'd be why you think I'm real bad then.
The
I
fact that
see.
you have this and you are attempting to get into the city without any documentation, without our guards at the gates knowing that you had even entered the building. City.
You see, now I'm twigging as to why you think I want to kill all of you. Makes sense now.
Yes, yes. This conversation is done.
Is it?
And he starts walking away.
Okay. Good. Floor? No. Just gonna leave me on the floor. Just maybe on my ass. Just perhaps. Please.
Fucking hell.
Cool.
No, just on the floor.
You well now.
So you've now got manacles on yourself. The major's still left there. The two guys that have come down have gone on to either side of these cells and on yours as well.
He tries to call the mage over.
What, mate?
Come here, fella.
I'm just going to try and break out my manacles again, by the way.
Why?
Because I do not fraternize with people that betray my city.
You're from Luxem?
Born and bred.
Very nice. To that alluring accent of yours.
I'm getting rather tired of putting up with you two.
Then maybe you should go to sleep.
Oh! Kinky!
Sleep on my team.
That's a very
When he says
comfy.
that, I can't do it.
You see like a crackling of fire in his hand. Keep pushing me.
Why don't you shoot that fireball in this direction?
Does a 22 hit?
Counter spell.
Yes.
Okay, so that fizzles out
Yeah.
as it does. Looks at you. Ah, I see.
Listen.
Guards, and you hear more footsteps come down.
Okay. I'd like to summon my packed weapon.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of a rapier appears in my hand, but kind of at my side. And I'm just there like, I didn't want to do this way. Here, and I'll chuck him a small knife to try and jimmy the manacles. I've got like a little pocket knife.
Yeah, prison break.
I'm
sure thing.
covered in tattoos.
I'll say that you kind of just hand it to him
Yeah.
because his hands are like
I'm picturing
behind his
Okay,
back.
yeah, I was kind of
Sabine
putting it
is
down so he
like,
can
yeah.
try and do it.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
This is a good rose there.
Do you want the I'm waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
I suggest that you all stand back. And the guards kind of start to like shuffle away. A couple of them go back up the steps a little bit. The other two kind of step away from the gate. As you see the mage kind of like stretch his fingers across, and there's like a little orange bead.
Can't spell.
That would have been your reaction to do that. So this is now back to him.
But while he's doing that, as I can see that he's concentrating on casting something, can I cast Compel Duel on a guard that would have to walk in front of him to get to me?
You can when it gets to your go, because now this is like getting into like some weird.
Pseudo combat.
Yeah.
Jinx, buy me cake.
So can I get you both to roll a dexterity saving throw for
Why
me?
did I roll 2? So,
Oh, fucking hell, mate.
Oh man.
How many is that this session?
That's 3.
3.
Another natural
Three
one,
natural ones.
baby.
And we're trying to break out again, by
Sure.
It's a jail in hell.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
that would be 12.
You guys.
Boy, we need a prison break.
Oh, isn't he?
You both
There's no one to
take.
break
Oh, child remains.
You both take 30
Drag it away,
points
breaks
of fire damage
Well,
as a ball of fire engulfs your entire cell. It does kind of backdraft a little bit. He does take.
You guys have got this.
Easy.
Takes a few points of damage.
Game's too easy.
In the time that the flame engulfs us,
Mm.
I'd like to change my face to be his,
Sure.
just to try and freak him out a bit.
well, you hurt yourself.
And what's his voice like?
Kind of pseudo French.
A little bit like this.
Kind of, yeah.
24.
24. You press and press against it, but again, it cuts into you.
Why did you make such a weak character?
Keep trying that same thing. The DC is going to go up.
The Dees.
Decent.
Surely it would go down
Very
to
good.
weakening the chains.
But you are also doing the same thing over and over again, whilst it's like cutting into you and weakening you, and
Can I just not be chained anymore?
You could have been. If you hadn't have just put a sack on your head.
Well,
It's a comedy of errors.
We just retcon the entirety of the end
we
of
just
the
start
last
since last session.
section. Yeah.
Can we Oh no, you go. Finish.
I wish we went to Terra Sol.
We should not come here.
Yeah.
We can keep this going if you would like.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Not for you. Tell them to move the schedule up. This is going to be harder than I thought.
Yes, move the schedule up.
As he says,
And then the two guys like,
don't just stand there.
yeah.
Attack him. You see what he has done.
I'm so confused. Oh, we're gonna go, and they run.
He's switched the bodies.
Why would you be saying that?
Because he's what he's putting down, right?
Let me out of here. You cannot see what he has done.
So the other two guys have
Come
run
get your
off.
boy.
I'm trying to give the impression that there's some kind of hijinks going on and that he's me.
Yeah. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage because they are two magic users that know that you use magic.
What was it? Persuasion?
Yeah.
Or deception?
Deception would make more sense.
Would be grant out the 9.
For a moment, like if the meek guard was here, he'd probably be like, "Oh guys, we're gonna let him out." But everybody there is kind of witnessed what's happened and is very much on like high alert. They already knew that there were magic users with you. They didn't have any reason to suspect you, but now are like, we can't trust anything that anybody in these cells says. Okay. In the interest of time, you two.
Well, I would have gone after Edwin's. I would have gone straight to the Madame's.
Yeah, so
and
we'll
found
say
Sabine.
Yeah, we say that you've met up.
Yeah. Finally, could I? Is it a bar? Is there a bar?
Yeah.
You're drinking.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I've got a rose.
It's a very,
Classic one.
Yeah, we're just chilling.
I
just
clock you with
I'm
that.
on the floor, face the ground.
Hey.
And go and order.
fireball.
So
Like
as
a
you
prosecco. Finally.
Yeah.
as you walk in, it's you see a set of stairs on your left hand side that go up and run a balcony along the side of the wall and across the top of a stage. There's a main stage there on the left hand side underneath this kind of walkway. There appears to be these like almost like ruby-like steps that go up to a rather ornate-looking throne.
Okay.
Currently empty though. There's a seating area. This main kind of squared off that kind of you go down a couple of steps to get to it. And then on the right hand side there's this long bar that runs down the stretch of this establishment.
You sitting at the bar, yeah?
Sitting at the bar.
Cool, yeah. I'll approach and order a drink prosecco.
Yep.
Assuming they'll have that here, not like the ruddy hole.
Oh, this is a lot better than the Ruddy Hole.
Yeah.
It's more fitting.
And you can actually pay for Ruddy Hole whilst you're here.
Oh,
If you're
If that's your
It's one
thing.
of
if that's your
those.
thing. I mean,
is that like a drink or?
no. You know what? Don't worry.
Ah,
Just knowing.
okay. We talk about plans
Yes.
for a little bit.
So is there like booths there where we could? Because we're at the bar right now. Is there like a kind of secluded?
discreet.
I mean,
yeah.
you've got your room if you want to go up there.
I just whilst I'm drinking. We should maybe take these up to my room.
Okay.
Okay.
Some
Two
privacy.
tieflings
Yeah.
chilling in a room.
When we go in, I'm just like, I don't know if you can check a space out, but I think it seems pretty clean. I don't think we're being listened to.
Yeah, I don't have anything specific, but
If you are listening, I'm back.
can
I'm
I
back.
have a look around Arcana investigation, whatever, to make sure that
Investigation.
there's no bugs?
Well, investigation or arcana if you want to look
Or
for
any-
something physical or something magical.
Invisible assassins. Trying to set us up.
We'll do Arcana then.
You can make another investigation check. If you want.
That's a 19 size, so it's like what you roll, but then with a 9 after it.
Natural 20.
Nice.
6 for investigation.
Where the fuck are these rolls when we're trying to get our shit?
27.
I'm gonna fucking flip out in a second.
Just start a life together and not
Yeah,
look
so
at
for the both of you, nothing in this room that is untoward. other than the various sex toys in the drawer.
I've had to look in there.
A weird, like a weird, like
Don't know what that is.
weird prayer book to Bahamut
Oh,
in the other drawer.
I mean, no,
Just in
hotel,
case,
right?
it's like
after you've done that, it's
Yeah.
like, better repent.
Repent.
To
toss some salt water over your shoulder.
be honest with you, it's all pretty fucked up.
Good, I'm glad that you feel that way.
Uh,
I stand at the door. I presume there's not like, it's just a bed. There's not some chairs.
Yeah, there's some chairs.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, there's like
I
a chair
see.
by the vanity table.
Oh yeah, I sit at the vanity table then. So we're gonna flash forward our conversation a little bit because we already had some about planning and
Oh, yeah.
basically cut into the conversation. So what are we saying then? Are you happy to be the distraction, or do we know and get some more collateral to?
I would prefer it if we could have some other distraction. I just feel like, this is a bit well-known around here.
Just between you and us, I was quite fortunate in the gift that Sarsil gave me. So we do have some coins. Should we need to
Fantastic.
persuade some local ruffians to cause a distraction?
It's funny you mentioned that. And then, relay what Ronan told me about going to the Hollow. The
Okay.
old Hollow.
Yep.
That we might be able to get some people there.
So what are we thinking? Cause a distraction outside. You and I slip in. I can.
The structure they're in, is there any wood, any
Brick
thatch?
or like stone, essentially.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it relatively near the entrance to the city? No. 'Cause
Yeah, almost like right next to it.
Oh, okay. So you might think there might be stables nearby,
Yeah, there are.
which would have hay.
Hey!
So like if we're hungry, we can eat something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, stunning. So we go find some. I want 100 tough guys. I want 20 not so tough guys. I want that. It's a Simpsons movie reference.
Wow.
You're welcome.
We get a
to lead.
So we get some guys to cause some shit, burn down the stables,
and then we use
and
that
then we use the distraction.
to slip in, and then once inside.
Yeah, great question.
Just get me off the goddamn floor. That's all I care about right now.
I had this feeling that if that works on the floor, I'm gonna want to leave him there.
To be fair, all of this is his fault. So
Yeah.
we could though.
Could just leave
No,
him.
This is worse than
No.
dying several times a week.
But wait, there's more!
I say we try stealth and discreetness whilst trying to get them out as best we can. And as soon as we get Ulrick off the floor, that will go out the window. So then we just make the biggest escape. And just hope for their best. And we just go from one thing to the next and just try and survive.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That sounds as good a plan as any, considering the circumstances.
Or we scope it out and wait for them to get dragged out to wherever they're inevitably going to get killed. And then we get them. That's like an alternative plan, but
Well, we've probably got at least one night, haven't we? We could at least enjoy ourselves for one night, free of any distractions.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I need
They
to
can't
catch up with
process
Madam.
criminals that quickly.
Yeah, surely. But wouldn't one of us need to keep an eye on it to make sure they don't get taken away early and we miss it completely? And then we're like, where the fuck have they gone? And then we see them hanging from somewhere.
Yes, though.
We're like, oh, we missed it. Shit.
I suppose that would be quite grim. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Shall we try and break them out?
Ah, at least let me finish my prosecco.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Jesus. I tell you, not finishing this prosecco is worse than dying.
What time of day is it at this point?
So we're kind of skipped forward a little bit in terms of timing. So we'd probably say it's closer to like 5 or so.
We do this at
Getting
night
towards
time.
like
Yes,
Yeah.
so we have a few hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a few hours to get together some people. Again, we don't want to, make them think this is some massive insurrection or something like that. It's just purely a
Have a
distraction.
fight.
Yeah, get them to have a fight. I mean, what's the worst that could happen to them? A few days in a cell?
Don't say that.
From experience, the lesser educated are eager to brawl, so I don't suppose it should be too difficult. We have a few hours before night. Does this place offer services like a masseuse?
Quinn, my dear boy, they'll give you whatever you want.
Oh, excellent.
No, speak to Roland.
I shall inquire at the front desk.
Speak to Roland. He's an acquaintance of ours.
I would like, DM, a shoulder and neck massage for 2 hours while I read my book.
Oh, that book.
That's the shit I'm into.
Oh, I'm gonna keep
I'm talking
shame
about
you.
reading hard and reading long.
I want to get that eye
words.
strain. Like, fuck my
Yeah.
eyes.
Just really fingering those pages. now.
Yeah.
Oh God.
There's nothing on here about, sexual massage whilst you read a book.
Just neck and shoulders.
Just neck,
I don't want
a
a
sexual neck and shoulders. You're in basically, a whorehouse, so there's always a little bit of sexuality to it.
I'm going to be so surprised when they start reaching for my
Um,
my junk. Excuse me.
We'll say that would be about 2 gold pieces.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for their time.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything for the next couple of hours or so as you're killing time whilst your friends are being burnt?
I am relishing the fact that they are in shit and piss and I am drinking wine and having a massage. That's what I'm going for.
I'm just looking through what I've got. 'Cause I don't know if we're going to need some supplies for starting a fire.
Yes, perhaps it would be better.
Like an oil
for-
flask. I mean,
I can start the fire if you deal with the rabble rousers.
fantastic.
Cool. So after a couple of hours, it starts to get towards night. Are you still in your room, or are you down?
Sabine's going to be just nursing very slowly another rosé. Just
Careful now.
oh yeah, no, yeah.
So
slowly.
It's starting to pick up a bit more in here now. But you do notice Roland making a beeline for you.
Oh.
Hood's still up, by the way, when I'm downstairs.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Sabine, you said your friends were in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they might be about to be moved.
Oh,
Just as a heads up.
any more detail? Don't worry if not.
Not a lot. But you might want to make it quick. And he just kind of walks away.
I go over to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where are you? Sorry. Oh yeah, work that shit. Is that chiropractor working on you?
Oh yeah. Yanking my leg off. Oh. Sorry, I was deep in thought.
Plans to move forwards. They're being moved.
Oh.
We need to go.
Such a
So put out by this.
inconvenience.
Yeah.
There truly is no rest for the wicked. So be it. I tip the masseuse a further gold. I'm feeling great.
Ooh,
Damn right.
He's
Damn
a
right.
flagger.
And, okay, well, if you make your way to the hollow, I shall make my way to the stables, and,
Based on what you said, does it sound like we got that much time?
Not a lot of time.
I think
you
we're
run to the...
I think we're going to have to change our plans.
Do we know if they're being moved outside on the streets?
I would assume so. Yeah.
That would be the best time. They would be at their most available.
Perhaps we get there, we wait for them to move out, we start the fire behind them, cause a bit of a shit show.
Anyway, yes.
With that as a distraction.
We pounce.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, as we're walking out now, I just want to say to you,
Yeah.
go on.
Sabine's going to quickly run upstairs to her room. Another one of the charges from the ring, and come back down as someone different and just walk up to you and go, don't worry. Yeah.
It may.
I'm not going to
No,
do
I
the German
wasn't.
accent
I
for
wasn't
you either.
worried at all. Well,
What are you going to say?
actually,
I'm gonna get hanged.
No, it's okay. We got
We're
a
all
plan.
gonna get
We've got.
Oh, you're not gonna get
shit.
hanged.
Immolated, as you've frequently said.
I would, as I see you've come down and done something, I would like to use my ring of spell storing to store. Fuck no. To be honest, something. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Cool.
I say to you as we're walking out, I say, is this something that you are more attached to the city than I am, but that we want to really commit to an act of prison break in broad evening light?
Hey, I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Okay.
Oof.
We-
Oof.
Okay.
Bold statement
Are
there,
you
George.
sure you want to?
No. However, I fear that we have no other recourse, and in for a copper, in for a gold, as they say. So.
I like it. Right. So
Yeah, I mean, so stables you still wanted to set on fire? Is that near enough to really?
one of us keeps an eye out. and they move.
From like, you would know this because of your earlier recce. From like where the door was into this kind of pseudo barracks prison thing, it's probably about 40, 50 feet away. The actual like stables
Okay,
themselves.
so close enough that it would be an issue then.
Mhm.
So we leave.
One of us stays watch. When
Yes.
they leave, make some kind of noise to the other one to start the fire.
Cool. So
Okay.
you start making your way down
you
the
stay here, and
lanes.
I'll head down.
Yeah. So you start heading down the lanes. Are you gonna like? You're gonna remain. As a vantage
Sabine's
point,
gonna
maybe we'll
stay,
split.
and I'm gonna go nearer the stables so I can fireball.
Okay. So as you're coming
Actually, I
down
want
the
to get
lanes.
as close to the stables. I want to see if there's any horses there first.
Okay, so you start making your way down towards this main fire affair. You do see, and you're holding fire at Madame's.
No, I'm gonna go down to the holding place and kind of just watch.
Right.
Door.
Okay, so you're gonna both go down and then kind of like split off.
Probably, maybe stagger it so we don't leave at the same time.
Okay then. So as you're coming down and you're starting to make your way off to like the left hand side
Yep.
towards like following the curve of these buildings.
Yep.
You both see two wagons outside of the barracks. Make a perception check.
Oh, it's all happening now. Shit, let me think of the spells to store.
11. You see a few people stepping out. One looks like quite well armoured compared to the other one. That's about as much as you can make out. You three hear multiple voices upstairs, and then eventually you see a few people come down. Most of them...
I will switch back at some point.
Yeah, sure. Most of them you don't really recognise. There is one, I think both of you would recognise. I'm not sure about yourself, Frederick, because I can't remember if he was around at this time. But you see this kind of soft, pale white-skinned person, kind of tied back black hair with this like big long spear, kind of like some wrapped up leathers, kind of like nice kind of billowy black pants. He kind of like looks at you. Did you go to the mines when you were escorting the wagon out of
I
the...
don't think that's Frederick.
So he kind of looks in, and then walks over to your cell. Ha ha! Well, fuck me. Oh, this is going to be fun. And you recognise this to be the rather dickheadish
He was
guy at the
fucking
mines
worst.
who just absolutely mugged you off. Well, oh man, look at you. God, you're starting to blend in with the floor a little bit. Damn.
I've
Fuck.
been on this floor for so long.
I can tell your fucking feet are going blue.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, because you won't be able to feel them for much longer, because we'll probably end up cutting them off or something, man. Huh? Am I right, Pierce? And there's like a...
Is he the guy that made us sleep outside in the rain?
Yeah.
Oh, this prick.
This prick.
And a guy that he addresses is a very kind of military-looking man, like short, kind of shaved sides, short, kind of flat top cut on the top, kind of very black, kind of like a nice kind of buttoned up top, almost like one of those like what is it? Black
Like a
Parade
fatigue.
sort of.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the only something I can think of. And he just kind of like peruses and looks at your Yes, Dalen, whatever. Let's get this over and done with. We need to get them up at the palace as quickly as we can. There could be more of them, so everybody, be on your guard. This could be a difficult escort, but we will certainly try. And the mage, do not forget this one as well.
Oh no, I'm only here for another few days, it says.
You're probably going to have a slightly longer sentence now.
Why is that? I was just trying
Attempting to attack a member of the guards.
I did no such thing, sir. I merely dispelled an attack on a gentleman that stood next to me. It was
Silence.
entirely
I really don't care. If he says that you're coming along, I honestly don't care. We'll make it so.
Frederick might have met this guy.
Yeah?
I've got in my note Dantin.
Yeah.
I might have taken the name down wrong, and it just said he made us go back to the orc encampment.
Sorry, it is Danton.
It's Danton.
I read it as an L, not a T.
Cool.
Right. Well, let's get started. These two in particular, we need to cover their mouths and cover their hands. The big one, I mean, fucking hell, they didn't say he would be this big.
Aye, my mother liked to feed me a lot of pies.
Danton is like, yeah, I can tell. I suggest we do not give this guy any chance to swing anything hard.
Well, you're going to have to... No, not going to say that. Don't want you to do that. Just... Come on, let's get on with it. I've been here for hours.
Right, let's do this thing. And there's about... All in all, there's about 6 soldiers. There's the captain who had originally kind of arrested you. The 2 mages. This Pierce person. And Danton. They slowly... 4 people on you, and then 1 on each of you, kind of like a little just bit of like a leather strap or something, like just in your mouth, and then they slowly start escorting you upwards. As they do, you guys, as the last bit of light is starting to disappear from the sky, you see for the first time in a little bit. You with a little bit more of a clearer vantage point because you've started to make your way around the side. You can see both. You can see Ulrick, Frederick, another person that you don't know being led out with quite a few people around them. I get both of you to make a perception check for me.
I've got giant Simon. 1.
1.
9.
Yep, that's all you see.
Do we...
You give me bad energy, Simon.
With that 9,
Yeah.
is there like one guard with the cart, like who's going to be wrangling it? And
Each cart has a driver, and then to the side of them, someone with like a heavy crossbow of sorts. As I say, the first one looks relatively plain. The one on the back looks a little bit more like well armored. Yep.
okay.
Are we all stood up now and walking to this wagon?
Yeah, so you're all kind of being led out. You're all kind of, you see the 2 wagons. It's a little bit bright. It takes a little bit of a second to adjust your eyes somewhat. You see the cart on your right and the cart on your left. Could I get you all to make a perception check for me?
That's 13.
13.
10.
7.
Fucking
Jeez
hell.
Louise.
Yeah, you don't see anything really. 13, did you say?
Yes.
You see, because you're not being super, like you're not sneaking. You do see someone just kind of like making their way towards like the stables. You don't recognise it to be anybody in particular, but for the most part, you see a couple of people of like kind of like they're looking out their windows and stuff like that. But that's about as much as you see. It seems weird that there's this much activity at the prisons.
As we're being led to the carts,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast nothing because I just...
You are currently bound.
I am going to change my shape, so I've got the same face and my structure shifts slightly, so I look more like the guard captain.
Yes.
So I'm now look like for anyone that's looking, look like the guard captain that's being led away.
Is, Sabine's walked up to this like arrangement.
Yep.
She's obviously in disguise. Is there any kind of like cover on the street, like that she could get behind if needs be?
For the
Just kind
most
of
part,
put
this is a
myself there.
pretty open area. Like it's like typically there would be like kind of stalls and wagons and all sorts of things happening, but during the nighttime it kind of clears up quite a bit and it's more of just like a big open area. There is like the kind of semicircle of buildings that kind of outlines this this kind of thoroughfare, but that's about it really.
What distance are they roughly, like from
About
the action?
Good like 100, 120 feet away.
Oh fucking hell! So it's right in the open.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. No, that's not gonna work.
You know, I tried the whole thumb trick earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is that slide looser?
I mean, you could certainly try.
Hey,
Oh.
middling.
What was it I was trying?
Sorry, nice for shits now, aren't you?
I will allow it to be athletic.
Oh, you angel.
Athletics intelligence.
Advantage? Because I have that on certain things.
I thought that was for if you're raging.
No. Advantage for made to pull, push, lift, or break objects. Aspect of the beast.
Oh, right. Then yes.
Breaking his
from
thumb.
your grave.
I mean, if you had that all this time.
I've had it all this time, yeah. Oh! Okay, 26.
There we go.
26.
Now we're
DC's now 50 though.
I'm just double checking.
I fucking forgot about that. Advantage all this time on breaking objects. Nice.
You're fucking kidding.
No, I have aspect of the beast, so advantage on made to push, pull, lift, or break objects.
Stunning.
Um,
You got it now.
I got it now.
That's the most
That's the
important
so
main
thing.
you
yeah.
managed to slip your hand out.
I'm doing it. I will get it to a place where I have flipped it out, but not don't take it out. I'm not dumb.
Well,
I mean,
Ah.
I understand the situation I'm in currently now, so I will slip
it
and
out.
have it out.
Okay, make a stealth check then.
With all these little things happening, is anybody else hearing the Return of the Jedi music? You know, when they're about to Jabba's barge. And it's like,
Bum.
bum, 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 bum. And it's like, basically kick off. Yeah.
21.
21. Let's have a look and see who's perceptive. Because you are surrounded by people at the moment. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. That's also not
I mean,
gonna
come now.
You have 4 people on you.
Yeah, they're a bunch of mooks, aren't they?
They're
The
just trying to
only
get
one
through
that
the
has
day.
any chance,
Clocking
and he
off.
rolled
Wow.
low. So nobody has noticed, luckily, that you've slipped your thumb out, and it's kind of like it's still around your hand,
Trap is
but like
sprung.
at any point you could like.
Just help with the whole.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it there
Oh, you
Okay.
better.
for the time being
Get it out
and
there.
wait for an opportune moment to break free.
1, 2, break free.
Oh.
Show my age.
Generations.
Okay, so you, all 3 of you, are loaded into the back of this armored wagon that seems to have these different kind of like sigils on them.
Would I recognise any of that?
What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
I've got Eyes of the Runekeeper, so I can read. any
You would
languages.
read this to be draconic, like
Okay.
just kind of magic scripture.
Sure.
By the time they're being loaded
Proficient in
on,
Arcana?
No.
Okay.
I can read the whatever it says, but not no
Yeah.
context.
I mean, you
for-
you can read it and you're like, what?
What is it? It's like chemistry. It's just like what the,
Oh, fuck chemistry. Algebra.
yeah.
So you're loaded in. As you are, there's about room for there's 6 seats on either side. As you're put in there, a The captain gets in.
As they're coming out and they have to unlock the gates, they have to put them up, get them in, make sure they're locked in and stuff. In that time, would I have made it towards the stables at least a little bit?
Yeah, I would say so.
In that time. Are there any horses outside?
There's a couple.
I want to set them, I want to untie them first, or cut them, or with the blade. Not the horses. Cut the rope. Cut all these horses up.
I want the horse.
Dear God,
That whole
gutted horses.
The whole naive thing was a ruse because I'm into cutting horses. Cut them free, and press firebolt some hay nearby, and maybe like a bit nearby. Not in broad daylight, as long as no one's really looking at me. I want to just be like, slap one of the horses on the arse.
Okay.
And then start to run back towards where everyone's being loaded and be like, guards! Fire! Fire!
Right, well, first of all, make an animal handling check.
Sorry, what?
What is
Didn't
this?
see that one come.
Hey. This is just more flavour than anything else.
Get kicked in the head by the horse.
3.
Yeah, you do get kicked by the horse.
I hate me for cutting them all up.
You only take 1 point of damage. It kind of like wins you a little bit. Like, oh, it's worth it.
I'm trying to save you.
Before it runs.
Is one of the horses Stanley or whatever it is?
Different stable.
No,
God damn it.
You
It's gotta be
so you do that. The fire starts to catch.
Yep.
And you start making your way towards this. There's about around about like in total maybe like 10, 12 people.
Yeah.
And then these guys.
Yeah.
They're starting. You'd be the first one to kind of be loaded in. As he's being loaded in, you come running over.
Mm-hmm.
Say your spiel.
Yeah.
There's
a fire.
Make a. You're not lying. There was a fire.
There's a fucking massive fire. There's an actual fire.
Make a persuasion check because these guys are all on high alert.
Yeah. You can see it. 6. I can't burn another shift on that, I'm afraid.
As they're being loaded, Danton kind of turns around on his stick.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? Well, you should probably go put it out, shouldn't you? Oh, fuck off.
I'll go. I go and knock on one of the people that were like looking out their windows, just the house next door, and like knock on their door and be like, "There's a fire. We've been told to put it out."
And they're like, "Oh God!
Tell me about it,
Henry, get the water!"
Shit.
You were loaded in.
Sabine's
So yeah, mage,
This is just not.
captain, and just like a regular-looking soldier.
Who am I opposite?
You are opposite the captain.
Am I
I'm
opposite?
just gonna eyeball it.
Just the soldier who's just like,
I fucking.
Yeah.
I look at him and be like, no.
oh, you gonna kiss him?
No, I'll just give him like a very aggressive and terrifying wink. So in the way that he sees that, he knows that I'm going to kill him first if ever I get out of here.
Make an intimidation check.
No.
Remember when I said I'd kill you last?
I lied.
I have that anyway, so.
That's right, I reckon
You don't have your. Yeah. You are de-armed. You still have your armor on, luckily,
Okay.
but you do not have your weapons.
I'm just grinning.
Other than you, yours would have.
Yeah,
captain.
as I probably went to take it, it just disappeared. And I'm like, "Oh, weird.
It does.
Magic.
What?
It's crazy.
Where'd that go?
What did you get?
I rolled a 4 and I have +5, so 9.
So,
Horrid rolls.
the guy just kind of looks at you like.
Oh.
Just a raise of the eyebrows.
I said to him, are you ready for this?
Kinky.
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
I like to think so.
Okay.
They close the back.
Oh no.
Excuse me, sir. This side of the table.
Sabine, seeing that obviously this hasn't panned out, is one of the carts in front of the other, like as in.
They're like side by side from your angle, or from your view. Sorry.
So it's like 2 carts, 2 horses, not.
Yeah, so it's like that and then that.
Okay, so one is in front of the other.
Yes.
Okay. Could Sabine start walking towards? This is obviously still in the look of a plain Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Start wandering towards the cart at the front, but like not like directly towards it, but maybe alongside it. Just trying to get a bit closer to it.
So you're walking.
Is there anything like behind it
past
she
the
could?
thoroughfare, just like straight through it, making a beeline towards these 2 wagons?
Is there another approach that doesn't look as so beeline-y?
You would have to like curve around and then come up on it.
Then that.
Sure. It'd take you a bit if you're just like casually strolling, not to draw attention.
I'm trying to think of the timeline of how things have panned out like that.
What the carriage is made of.
For the most part, make a perception check.
1.
Is that actually?
Yeah.
You can't really tell.
What is this crazy contraption?
Some kind of material.
You'd assume wood, but you're
fell or something.
Velvet wagons!
You'd assume wood, but you've actually gotten caught up with helping the family put out the fire that you
So I'm part of a bucket brigade now. Like, what the fuck am I doing now?
Oh my god, the dice.
Yeah, probably would.
I don't know. I've run out of room in this dice jail.
So you're going to carry on making your way. I would say by the time you've gotten there, they would have already loaded up these 3, and then they'd just be kind of talking and kind of getting the people loaded onto the other carts.
So yeah, from this perspective, can I get closer towards the cart that's at the front?
You get towards the cart at the back. Once again, kind of clocks you over his shoulder. It's like, well, what can I do for you?
Oh, I was just passing by.
Nice.
Just so.
I mean, make a deception check.
Okay.
I love how, like, 30 foot away there's chaos as people are trying to...
24.
Well, I'm sorry, but you can't come this way.
Oh, what's going on?
Let's just say there's some terrorist scum that are going to be
Oh, God.
put to the flame.
That's terrible.
Don't you worry. I've got a room up in the upper quarter if you ever get lonely.
What's in this episode?
Well,
Yeah. Think about it. And he walks away.
okay. But I'm not getting any closer. Not for me.
Fire. There's like a slight fire behind you. Smoke. There's a couple of
Kids crying.
there's
Horses stampeded.
other guys that have come over to like help you put it out, but these guys are very much.
Okay.
Can I get a
It's going to be time.
Can I get a beat on the guy who's going to be driving the front coach?
Like, make a perception check.
While he's doing that, I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself
More
again
like
at an
the-
opportune time again as I just slip away in the chaos of the fire and cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Sure thing.
20 alongside. Is there anyone watching this person?
I mean, there's like a couple of people that are like you are currently. It's nobody else really around. A little bit of a scuffle about 50 feet behind you. You're just stood there, and then there's all of these guards that are loading up very dangerous prisoners. So there's a little bit of attention on you. It's just a little bit weird.
Okay. She's just going to turn, start walking away. And then when she's 100 foot away, well, not 100 foot, maybe like 40 foot away from where she was.
Yep.
She's just going to turn and take a crossbow shot at the lead guy who's going to drive the front coach.
Okay.
Good timing.
From the hip.
Just like literally, just like walk away and just bang.
James Bond style.
Yeah.
That's good because I don't have time to die.
I've just got no bloody time to die.
No,
No, it's not
not
going to work.
scheduled.
Well,
Scheduled.
go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay, so this is with my.
He would have
Just take a
3/4
moment of your time.
covered from you.
So hand crossbow as well.
Yep.
So that's probably disadvantage as well. Probably.
What's the range on it?
30.
Yeah, so disadvantage and he's got 3/4 cover.
Well, whilst I've been
Better than
missing.
instruction. Okay. That is. Maths 14 to hit.
That does not hit. As you, because you're using your ring, aren't you?
Yeah. So
It doesn't drop
lasts
if
an
you
hour.
attack.
Yeah.
Cool, that's fine. So yeah, so just weirdly, this plain Jane just suddenly turns around, like, fires it. It hits the wagon. As it does, the various people outside all turn and look at you, and they just suddenly start to scatter.
I want
There's-
to cast Firebolt at the back one. At the
back
wagon.
one.
Fuck it. Can't work out. Just take a risk.
He's
Fire
going to
it.
dash as well. She's going to get the fuck out of there and find cover.
I want to set the
Okey-dokey.
wagon on fire because fuck it, they're dead either way.
Okay, so you're firing at the back one. Go ahead and fire.
You want me to roll?
Yep.
16. Just out the
You
wagon.
you're still in James, aren't you?
Wagon.
All my spells are verbal.
Because I
Oh,
want
of
to set the
course,
wagon
okay.
on fire.
Okay,
I want to set the wagon on fire.
I'd know that.
It has come up before.
So as you fire at the back one, it actually kind of leaves this scorch mark on the metal sheeting that it has on it, seemingly not doing any damage.
No, I didn't.
Immediately you see all of these people like hop onto the carts and they start taking off and going in a roundabout motion and heading back up towards the lanes.
Gonna take another shot.
Sure, because you got a bonus action anyway, and then
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's fucking kicking off, Ulric. So
Now's the time.
Now is the time.
You have warriors.
While it all starts getting noisy, I just like raise an eyebrow at the captain, and I'm still smiling with my eyes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what'd you roll?
Was it with disadvantage still?
Yeah.
Okay. A 19 and a 20 to hit.
choice.
Who are you trying to hit?
The lead. The one that would be
Driver.
the driver who is in the cart that's in front. If there's a cart that's in front at this point.
Higher up.
So what is it total?
To hit is 27 to hit.
Cool. Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
Cool.
I have to start writing HP.
I'll get another go. Because I want to do something now. As well.
Right. Okay. At
I've
this
got hard on
point,
for my idea, so.
before that, can I slip my chains?
you can slip the chain.
The chain.
Yep. Because your feet and your hand are still bound, so you've got a hand.
I've got a hand. Okay.
Yeah.
I've slipped the chain and I go for the soldier's throat and attempt to crush his
Windpipe.
windpipe completely.
Oh, okay.
Raging. Because I have one left.
Okay, so you got one rage left, so I mean that gives you advantage. So this would just be a D20 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, I have two left. My bad.
I'm guessing the driver isn't surprised at this point.
No,
No. So there's no assassinate on this then. It's just a
no assassinate, no
sneak either.
no sneak.
Fucking dice.
What was it?
12? No. Sorry. 14.
14. Misses.
Okay.
As you go to reach out, he kind of like pushes your arm to the side and prepares to attack.
5 points of damage
5 points of damage.
on the driver.
So he kind of like takes it in his arm as the other person next to him like turns around and goes to take a shot at you. Fucking hell, it's all kicking off now, isn't it?
I got this. Should have done this right at the beginning. I'm a Dumbo.
Dumbo. Hey, Mumbo. Oh, went different ways with that one. It would still be a disadvantage for him as well because you're about 40 feet back and they've kind of started to go away from you. So that's. Nah, that's not gonna hit. No, that's like a 12.
Nope.
So yeah, like and like you see it, and it kind of goes short a little bit and slides in the dirt up to you. But you can see that they're now working their way up towards like the entryway of the lanes.
Can I do my thing before we end?
Sure. Far away.
I wanted to cast sleep on the horses.
Oh! What's the range on sleep?
Fucking
90
snap.
foot.
Oh fuck!
I'd say that they're outside.
Bullshit!
I've got sleep.
You lying bastard.
Because you were at the stables, which is about.
Because I come back to throw a fireball at the truck. And I turn invisible and walk towards it. If you recall.
Okay.
And I walk there. I do my 30 foot as well to close that gap to 30 foot.
Okay. All right.
Do it.
Come on.
Sure. Now I've got to look up their fucking stats. Jesus Christ.
These horses haven't got a chance. And then it's another 4. Coming in at the 3rd level. So it's
That's a good shout.
What? I've got that same fucking spell. Fuck's.
That's 33 total worth of hit points. The 2 horses that were, 1 horse or whatever that were taking, the one that I'd already firebolted, I want to cast it on those 2 horses.
Okay.
And so they're like running away, and then they're just like.
Very much so. So they immediately start to move, and like it grinds in the ground. You can see that the one ahead starts to turn back around. You guys all like slide and smack into the wall of this.
Can I try and whack the dude in front of me with my mannequin?
Yeah.
Blow it forwards.
Well, it's like sideways. So like you're both sat on like a row of seats. So you'd be going like that.
Oh, okay.
So
Not quite as fun.
no,
Is there a guard next to me?
no. Well, Frederick is like flying into you, and then you're like against a solid wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I?
You can elbow Frederick if you want to. Fuck you.
Can I use the time before I go to unshackle myself?
No, because at the moment we're like there's loads of things that are just happening.
It's kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Daddy DM wants
But-
to stop me. Sleeping with the horses.
Hey, look. At the moment, this was what I was expecting to happen. Like 30 minutes in.
You didn't factor in massage time.
No, I didn't.
Rose to be drunk.
What I will say is one last perception check from you two.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Sorry, you put the dice tower
I
away.
did.
apologise.
Perception's 16.
15.
15. You, as the horses kind of ground to a halt and slide in the dirt, and the other one starts to kind of come back around onto itself towards it, you see a cloaked figure stood on the rooftops that just appears on the ground and starts walking over. And that's where we're going to end it.
Who is this mystery man?
Woman.
Shit,
Or
no.
could be.
Oh, listen, that ain't a man, baby.
So yeah, Rob, you're going to have to be free when we're next recording.
I'll do that.
Hell yeah.
Right, so we'll call it there. It was getting all a little bit chaotic,
Oh.
so...
Last pun of the night. Lot of horseplay in that
Ah.
episode.
Stop it, you're making me.
Nah, you lost me. You lost me there.
It's because there's a lot of horses.
Yeah. So we'll call it there. Just so you guys are aware, we are currently, as of us recording this episode, episode 2 would have just gone out. So if you do have any feedback or anything like that, do bear in mind that it's going to take a little bit of time for us to actually implement it. But yeah, as always, get hold of us on the socials and shares.
Dungeons, Dice and Dudes on Instagram and Dungeons_Dudes on Twitter. All the links are there. We'd love to hear from you and just hang out and chat, whatever.
Yeah, and we look forward to the shit show that I thought was going to be this episode, but is now going to be the next
Got a
episode.
whole other shit show this time.
Another drawn out shit.
Right, cool. We'll call it there.
Thank you.
Peace be with
Thank
you.
you.
Praise be to Yemen.
Praise be to heaven.